World Championship. We've got a brand new rule set. We've got brand new robots. Say goodbye to mini-bots. Say hello to true walkers. And today, I am joined by my good friend Kyle Kroos. Kyle, how have these fights been so far?
I gotta tell you, Sam, today has been absolutely insane. Chaos, destruction, true walkers, complete madness. I've loved it today.
Well, let's take a look at this 3-pound bracket where you will happen to notice Silent Spring is on there. And he's going for his 8th golden dumpster against Blunder. That's what's stepping in his way.
And now we're gonna discuss that 12-pound bracket where you'll notice, for the first time ever, Maximizer, Psycho, 2 former golden dumpster winners going head-to-head to determine the fate of that bracket.
And in the 30-pound bracket, it doesn't get any better than Voron versus Synthesis 30. And they just so happen to be locked into this cage right now. So, let's send it to the play-by-play booth where we have Adam and Ricky ready to call this fight.
Thanks so much, Sam. We're here in the play-by-play booth, excited for the action. I'm Ricky Willems. This is Adam Wrigley, and we'll be calling this amazing fight for you today.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Let's do it. All right, we are immediately hopping into this fight. Voron in the blue square. The pink square, we have Synthesis 30. These are 2 absolutely fearsome vertical spinners.
There is so much kinetic energy in this box right now. Synthesis 30 coming at us from Team Pandemonium. Just look at that thing.
Brandon Bennett-Young bringing Voron in a very potent vertical spinner from an incredibly experienced builder. This fight has a lot of horsepower behind it, a lot of talent behind the sticks. It should be an absolute chaos-filled bloodbath.
I am predicting carnage. The only question is who's going to be pieces at the end of this fight, because I think someone will.
5, 4,
We
3,
won't have to wait long
2,
to find out. Here we go.
Fight, robots, fight.
Right off the bat, Robots a cautious start. Synthesis 30 getting a little more pushing power, but he's up on the rails. Can Voron capitalize on this?
You can see there.
No, it can't. It turns its side to Synthesis. Almost a disaster.
Able to escape without too much damage there, but that was close.
Oh, now
Voron has to be
Voron winning the
careful.
pushing match and taking pieces from the underside of Synthesis 30, putting it on the wall. You can see wires now dangling in the arena. What do they belong to? We can only guess.
Synthesis 30 requesting their unstick there. You get 1 unstick per match. If Floop is successfully able to unstick Synthesis 30, they're going to have to be careful because they won't be able to get stuck again, or else it'll be a count out. However, they might not be able to get unstuck here. Their fork is really intertwined.
They've made it. They're out. They took some pieces of the arena with them, and then Voron on its head.
Voron has to be careful.
Oh, showing its back to Synthesis 30. That is a bad place to be.
This fight has been flipped on its head.
Literally. Both robots still moving, but Synthesis 30 is now no longer spinning. This is a huge advantage for Voron if they can capitalize on it.
The arena is quiet, but Voron's weapon is still spinning. Can they connect?
Brandon Bennett-Young is almost assuredly turned that weapon down to help preserve it. He's going to keep that in waiting until it gets a chance to, strike at just the right moment.
They've massively flipped the damage score here with that working
Synthesis 30
weapon.
not moving.
Oh, Voron
It's high
has to take
center.
advantage
Voron.
here. Get some damage points. There
They
you go.
are flipping Synthesis 30 upside down. However, it's losing the pushing match, Adam.
Not there. As they shove Synthesis into the wall, they look stuck again.
They heard what I was thinking. This could be the end of Synthesis 30. They are not moving.
You can hear the weapon spinning up a little higher now.
This could be a kill shot from Voron, or they could just be laying in wait to see if they're freed from the wall.
I think they're waiting for the count out here, but just in case.
There it is! Just barely missed the count out, and Voron strikes.
I think Voron let him get a little bit far, unable to hit that exposed backside. Maybe they waited just a tad too long. They're going to try and get him stuck again here.
Look at the use of the lifter on Voron. Fantastic driving.
Great use as a lifter. Usually you see them use that as a self-righter, but able to get a great lift.
Listen to the like hard noise that makes. It's like hitting a little bell.
It like a golf, like a drive, a nice driver.
It tells you how hard and damaging those weapons are. That is the fight. This will be going to the judges. But ladies and gentlemen, everyone else watching at home, this was a very dominant performance from Brandon Bennett Young.
All Voron in the beginning, all Voron in the end. Synthesis 30 had a great little streak there in the middle, able to string together some big hits after being unstuck, but couldn't string it all the way to the end. I think that one's going to go to Voron. Let's take a look at the replays here. You can see right off the bat, Voron getting a lot of hits here, taking off bits and pieces from the front of Synthesis, taking out a camera from the corner of the arena, but Synthesis able to come back, score a lot of hits here. To Voron's credit, it kept going, fully functional to the end of the match after these big, brutal hits.
And this is something that we haven't seen consistently from Voron. They have taken hits from Synthesis 30 even before that have just disassembled them. I don't know if something's new or if it's just better polished, but that robot is in prime fighting shape.
Wow. Let's send it back to the desk, see what they have to say.
Well, very proud of Brandon Bennett Young's performance there. He has worked so hard today to make this bot functional, and not only functional, optimal. That was phenomenal.
While injured even, did you notice his finger?
I did, yeah. I think that's a build injury. It happens. It happens to the best of us. You don't sleep much, you work on your robot, and then you get real tired. Things happen.
But it didn't slow him down one bit. He was able to play that fight perfectly. He was patient when Synthesis 30 was inverted. He really picked his moments well and was prudent. It was a well-fought match.
He's thinking about the long game, and that is something that I really appreciate. That might be a new paradigm for Brandon this year. Thinking about the long game. How do you get to that dumpster? Not just how do you win the next fight, how do you win the next 3 fights?
Now, Kyle, if you're thinking about the long game in this 30-pound bracket, who are you thinking about?
That is the pivotal fight for that bottom of the bracket, right? But for the top of the bracket, all roads go through Chonkiv. Chonkiv is the bot to beat in that bracket. It is scary, it is big, it is mean, and guess what? It hasn't fought today. Our judge's decision is in, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of pivotal bracket moments.
And there it is, Voron by unanimous decision. I think I agree.
I love both of those competitors as people, but I gotta say, I'm beaming with pride for Brandon Bennett Young. So proud of him moving on in that bracket. Congratulations, Brandon.
Yes.
And that really was the determining factor for that half of the bracket. Who is gonna be moving on? Very likely the winner of that matchup might end up in the finals tonight, so.
Exciting, okay. Let's look at this next matchup. Who do we have in the big cage? Oh. Speaking of the devil, this is Chonkiv. It is a shuffling shell spinner of doom, and they are going up against the Ghoul.
I love this robot. It is vertical spinner, it is old school, and it looks so mean. Let's go to our friends in the booth to call this big bot action.
Wow, so we haven't seen Chonkiv yet today. They had a bye and then a forfeit, but boy, have we been looking forward to it.
Yes, this is one of the most fearsome 30-pounders in existence, not just here at NHRL, but in the world. That is an incredibly massive spinning shell. It spins at a frightening speed. In fact, we have gone back and upgraded our arenas just because this robot is so good at breaking them.
And you say 30 pounds, but actually Chonkiv weighs 45 pounds.
That's correct.
Making use of the 15-pound shuffling weight bonus for this class.
A robot that does not use traditional wheels is allowed to take a 50% weight bonus. You can see it kind of bounce along rather than just roll to its corner. So that's because it has no wheels under there.
The mechanism in this is similar to sort of a steam engine train, you know, those sort of rods that connect the wheels. So going up and down and forward and back
Still
to move it along.
Very nimble, very mobile, but making full use of that weight bonus to just hit harder than almost any other robot in this weight class.
Ghoul across the arena, very brightly colored vertical egg beater.
Oozes style.
And, you know, these robots, a lot of times you see verts versus horizontal. These days, it's going to the verts. But when you're going against a horizontal that weighs 50% more than you, that's going to be a tough challenge for Ghoul over there. Are they going to be able to flip Chonky? If they can get a good hit, if they can connect strong enough with that weapon, they can send Chonky flying, and then they'll be on their back, and anything goes from there.
Find out just a moment.
Fight, robots,
Away
fight.
we go. Chonky up to a good spin. Ghoul being very cautious, as they need to be. Wow, right into the arena wall.
Oh, no. That doesn't look good.
Tap out.
Immediate tap out. Wow.
One hit.
That is all it took.
And Chonkiv winning that fight will be in the top 4 tonight. And when you're in the top 4 tonight, what does that get you, Ricky?
It gets you a ticket to the World Championships at the end of the year and a chance at a massive title and a massive cash prize.
Everyone here tonight is going for that championship victory at the end of the year and get that banner up in the rafters here. Tonight you'll win a golden dumpster, which is terrific. But everyone wants that banner in the rafters at the end of the year. So the top 4 will make that championship. Chonky has just punched their ticket. Who else tonight is going to be making the championship at the end of the year?
Chonky punched a lot more than that in this fight. We're going to go back and take a look. Excellent work getting them up on the chassis. One big hit right into the wall, and that's all she wrote for Ghoul. Oh, that robot is so dialed in. Chonky hit so hard. It's incredible the energy that it puts into its opponents and the damage it can do. I can't wait to see what it does for the rest of the day. In the meantime, we're going to head back to the desk and have them queue us up for the next fight.
First and foremost, I just have to give a big shout out to the Robo Jackets team, Dan Vale and Chonky. This bot is incredible. They've changed nothing since World Championships because they didn't have to.
No, it's peak brutality as is. They've just got the shuffling system so dialed you can't tell it's not wheels. They've got the heaviest shell spinning so fast and consistently. They've just figured it out, Kyle.
I love this bot so much. I am so excited to see how that gets through the rest of the bracket. They've got a few challenges along the way, but they've got a really good shot at winning the first golden dumpster of 2025 in the 30-pound division.
And just coming off of that runner-up finish at World Championships last year.
Right?
I'm sure they're hungry for that big win.
They've got to be. They were they were runner-up to world champs. They won their first golden dumpster last year. That sets them up for a huge run this year, and I love the fact that they are starting it off right off the bat, right here, first competition of 2025, February 1st.
Oh,
so awesome. All right, so we've got more 30-pound action coming your way. We're going to see Kazal Light take on the Undertaker. We're going to see Goose take on Whack. The cool part about this competition is the winner of these next 2 fights goes on to the World Championships. It qualifies you. So, next fight.
All right.
First competitor.
Hogan with Goose.
Goose. This bot has had a huge glow up for this competition, and they are going up against Whack.
These are teammates, Kyle.
I love that for them. It's amazing, but only one of them can qualify for the World Championships. For this fight action, let's go to our friends in the play-by-play and see how this goes.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. These are 2 of the robots I am most excited to see today. Both of them have been putting in great fights. Both of them have really interesting engineering background and engineering design, and both of them are highly experimental from the standpoints of their builders. These are new and daring designs that they are bringing to the cage today, and no one knows exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, this should be pretty exciting, and you know, anytime two teammates go against each other, it's interesting. They're going to know each other's weaknesses, each other's strengths. It's going to be fun to see who's able to take advantage of that, and whoever does win, the other teammate's probably going to be helping fix the damage they did along the way.
That is
when
the way
they're back
it
in the
goes.
pits.
Adam, forgive me here, but I do need to nerd out just a little bit. Goose is really interesting because it's coming in here with a counterbalance flywheel system for extra stability.
I was talking to them earlier, and unfortunately, they didn't get that working.
Really?
After lighting several of their ESCs on fire, they decided maybe we don't want to light on fire in the box, so they took that off.
Very interesting. Man, look, you can see the spot where it used to be, that kind of like silver lifted area just behind the weapon.
I was quite excited for it, but unfortunately, just a little bit of gremlins and the speed controllers at a first event.
They were asking a lot of it. They were trying to spin that at 700 miles an hour. So that's probably part of the problem. In the meantime, Whack looking fearsome. This is a Thagomizer style robot. A nice big sturdy wedge on the front, and a nasty horizontal spinner that it can come around and snag you in the back when you're least expecting it.
Yeah, and those robots depend on being able to spin very quickly in place and then deliver that weapon around the side of their opponent. We'll see if they're able to do that here.
Robots fight.
They go. See, very interesting strategy of Whack leading with the weapon.
Whack does not seem to be moving properly.
No, I wonder if this strategy is even intentional.
The wheels are crooked.
And then a piece has been removed, and now a wheel has been removed.
More of it is crooked now.
I'm sensing a tap in our future, but my goodness.
What a hit.
It's gonna make Goose work for it.
Goose seems to be down a little bunny ear there, having trouble upside down.
Either Goose or Whack is called for an unstick. Looks like Whack.
It's like Whack with the unstick request. I don't know if it's going to do anything. Doesn't quite look like they're stuck, but you know, sometimes you just throw a Hail Mary here and hope something pops loose. Hope you're able to stay alive long enough, but looks like Goose has no movement. Whack has no movement. Goose has little movement. You can hear the count out happening in the background. I think that's Whack getting counted out.
Has moments left to live. Barring some sort of miracle, you're going to have a winner by knockout by the name of Goose.
Goose.
Knockout.
A lot of fans from Illinois here.
Great match, Ryan. The pulleys slipped on both sides. That's what happened. Our drive went out.
Ah, interesting.
Well, there you go. The drive went out early due to some pulleys coming loose. Those are the type of gremlins you'll find and fix over
It's
time.
gonna take forever.
We can move, but just not well.
Yeah. Yes, we have one.
Really interesting design choices on that robot. So many things that are super dialed in and so many things that they just haven't figured out yet. You can see in the replay here, that wheel is removed, and from then on it was all downhill. However, they did get one good smack. That robot ended up upside down. Maybe it should have ducked instead of goosed.
I think, you know, if they had been able to keep moving on Whack, that fight was all theirs. Just those pulleys slipping early cost them. Even with one wheel, I think they could have had a shot, but we'll see them next time. I'm sure they'll improve it. Let's go back to the desk.
All right, so the prize for winning that fight is Goose now has to go on to face off against Chonky in the next round. Congratulations to Kogan.
Congrats, enjoy.
Really great from the University of Illinois, Urbana. Very proud of that team. That bot has had a huge glow up this year and specifically at this tournament, but that is not a fun next round for them.
No, but you know, you gotta beat the best if you want to be the best.
Yeah, that's very accurate. They're very accurate. All right, so we are moving the crowd away 15 feet specifically from this cage.
What could that mean, Kyle?
There's only one reason, and that is fire safety rules in the state of Connecticut. That's right. Your next fight, in that cage anyway, is going to be Kazal Light versus the Undertaker.
All right, so Kazal Light, the multi-bot, the 2-part flamethrowing robot, versus Undertaker, the foot-long fork vertical spinner. How do you see this one playing out, Kyle?
I don't know, but I do know that Lindsay is with the winner of the last fight, Goose. Let's go to Lindsay.
Hey, thank you so much, Kyle. I'm here with Kogan from the University of Illinois. You're here with Goose. You just beat your teammate. What was it like fighting him?
Well, we've kind of was hoping this match would come all along. I think our robots are very evenly matched, and it was really close. So it was, now that we qualified for the World Championship, we just kind of wanted it to go for either one of us. We were just hoping it would be a good match, and it was.
Yeah, that was a great match. You both had a great day. What is your plan now going into the pits, preparing for your next fight?
So I believe our next fight is against Chonky, and we are mortified. I don't think the repairs are too bad. It just looks like some stuff slipped out a little bit. So it should be hopefully a quick turnaround, and then we'll send our robot off to destruction.
Well, best of luck. Go back to the pits, and we'll see you in your next fight. Thanks. Back to you guys at the desk.
That was Kogan Banarian. By the way, just an all-around cool guy. Really awesome.
I appreciate the honesty.
Right.
Mortified. That's an appropriate response.
Yeah. Chonky from the Robo Jackets team, captained by Dan Vale. It is a mortifying machine. But now it's time for our next fight, ladies and gentlemen. So let's meet our competitors as they come out now. First up,
are Kazal Light. The dual flamethrowers, looking beautiful, going up against the Undertaker. Those foot-long forks, I just can't get over how long they are. But let's send it to Kyle. Excuse me, Kyle, let's send it to Ricky and Adam in the booth.
Thank you, and wow, I am excited for this fight. Kazal Light's flamethrowers are epically powerful. We are going to be drenched in flame, and I'm so excited. Undertaker is covered in that gold insulated tape, trying to protect themselves. Will it work? What do you think, Ricky?
I think it'll help a little bit, but all it takes is one good pin from either half of Kazal Light, and they're going to be nothing more than a barbecue.
Yeah, this should be fun. You know, early on you heard no more mini-bots at NHRL, no more mini-bot bonus. We do have a multi-bot bonus, and that means you can have 2 robots that weigh about the same amount and get a bonus. So each one of those robots weighs 20 pounds, so you have 40 pounds going up against 30 pounds here. Will it help?
It will definitely help. The way that this is balanced, those weight bonuses are really meant to make it a fair footing. So you shouldn't, it's amazing as the difference in weight goes up, how much more powerful the larger robot is by comparison. So yes, it's 40 pounds going up against 30 pounds, but you know, experimentation over time has shown that's usually a pretty even matchup.
What's interesting to me is I like Kazal Light's take on the multi-bot formula by using the flamethrower. The flamethrower is a fairly lightweight weapon.
It is.
Meaning that Kazal Light can put a lot of weight into the armor, a lot of weight into the drive. They have the armor and the drive of a traditional 30 because of how much weight they've put into each one of those. And then the flamethrower they have, although lightweight, is extremely powerful and able to cause a lot of damage. And combining that with the multi-bots, one of them is always going to be able to get a good angle on the opponent when they're fighting a single robot. So Undertaker has to be really careful because anytime they go after one, the other one's going to be right behind him trying to get a pin and a flame.
That is part of the magic of Kazal Light. If you have the ability to get your opponent immobilized, even for a few seconds, your ability to do damage as a flamethrower goes through the roof. So having 2 robots that can pin your opponent gives the other one the chance to do the barbecuing and really send home your opponent in a very charred and smoky body bag.
And with these flames, you know, if you just drive through the flames for a second, not much is going to happen. But during these 10-second pins or during a push and a shove and then a pin, that heat builds up. And you might not notice it at first, and you know, when I look at Undertaker, a lot of the robot is made out of metal, carbon fiber. That might be hard to really melt. It's not like a plastic 3D printed robot, but all the electronics inside, they're not gonna like that heat. They're gonna have thermal shutdown issues. They're gonna stop, they're gonna burn up. And that's where you can see it over time. Even the belts on the weapon, if they heat up, they're gonna start to slip.
I mean, so many times we've seen wheels that just start spinning on their axles because they don't fit anymore because they've expanded so much.
Bearings in the spinner can seize from the heat.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've seen robots stop and restart when they cool down.
Away we go.
Fight, robots, fight.
Excellent driving off the bat. It's roof shot immediately. Intense hits.
And it looks like one half of Kazal Light is damaged. Ironically, not the one that went into the ceiling. I don't know. Maybe it was. Everything's going flying.
It's a tremendous amount of fire from only half the robot.
Unfortunately, not the half that's near Undertaker.
No, but even just as a wedge, Kazal Light is doing okay. If they can get that weapon to light, they are still very much in this fight, despite being thrown into the roof.
I can't imagine the kinetic energy dissipated in that hit was great for the durability of that weapon.
No, and yet they are chugging along just fine. Look at this. A nice little, this is going to count as a pin as long as Kazal Light can release in a moment. Oh, yeah, they can. That is pin points, that is control points.
They're requesting an unstick on their other half.
Look at that! His face is ripped open.
There's a butane canister laying on the floor of the arena.
That robot was absolutely eviscerated. It had its guts ripped out and strewn about the arena. What a massacre, Adam.
Well, you can see the difference between 30 pounds and 20 pounds there in those hits.
Yeah, if you want to come and play against a 30-pound robot with a 20-pound robot, your driving needs to be perfect. Every time you try and go weapon to weapon, face to face, you're going to lose, so you need to be able to get around the sides. Kazal Light had a few moments of that, but overall, they just couldn't make it happen.
Some big hits there, and unable to take advantage of their pins, of their opportunities. The flames not working when they needed to. The forks almost getting in the way as they become stuck on their face. Let's take a look at the replays here. Massive hits out of the gate. A ceiling shot. You can see pieces of the ceiling rain down after these hits.
That ceiling, Adam, is 10 feet tall. They're throwing 30 pounds, well 20 pounds in this case, into the ceiling like it's nothing, with enough force to make the building shake.
Yeah, they were not excited about that. You can see the disappointment as they had to tap out at the end.
You can see bits of butane just laying around. I think we're all a little disappointed they didn't get blown up to high heavens, but you know, there's always next time.
Fun fact about this TPU, it's a color change TPU they use. It changes from orange to yellow when it heats up.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, we're going to head over to the desk. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh, it's adorable.
Now that robot would get a full 100% weight bonus.
It would, and we'll cover that a little later. But yeah, things that walk around on actual legs, we're rewarding those even more this season.
Let's throw it over to the desk.
So congratulations to Justin Dew and Undertaker for an absolutely beautiful evisceration in that last matchup. They will face off against Brandon Bennett Young and Voron in the next round. And that concludes the quarterfinals for the 30-pound bracket.
That was awesome, Kyle.
Right?
I love roof shots in the 30-pound class, but let's head over to Lindsay, who's cage side.
Hi, I am here with Justin Dew and his dad, who have been competing all day. This is their first NHRL. How does it feel to have qualified for the championships your first time here?
It's unbelievable, really. I can't really believe it. So,
how does it feel competing with your dad?
It's really good. He's been a really good second member.
Awesome. Well, I wish you best of luck. Go back to the pit, see what you got to do with your robot, and we'll see you again. Back to the desk.
Wow, so proud of Justin. First NHRL, and he's going up against Voron for the semifinal matchup.
Golden Dumpster winner, Voron.
Golden Dumpster winner, Voron. And by the way, that kid just qualified for the World Championships at the end of 2025.
That is huge, but even better, he got 3 roof shots in one fight. That's special.
Highlight reels for years to come. All right, so now we are moving into another weight class. Let's go ahead and see who's coming out. That's right. From the Leatherbacks, it's Pine Victus. And they're going up against Miles Sim and Cold Snap. I love this spot.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's so smooth. All right, let's head over to the play-by-play booth with Adam and Ricky.
So we're going down a weight class here, stepping out of the 30s. What do you think's going to happen here? Big horizontal spinner going against a vert.
Well, personally, I love the 12-pound weight class. It's got so much more speed, and it has so much more energy to mass ratio. The robots really go flying. Pine Victus has probably been the most aggressive robot we've seen in a long time. Certainly the most aggressive we've seen today. They are going to throw everything they have at their opponent, and I have a feeling that Cold Snap is going to meet the ceiling more than once in this match.
These small bots do go flying a lot more than the big bots, and they keep on going. So more ceiling shots, more wall shots. This should be exciting. You see a big difference in the materiality here, a lot more 3D printed plastics on these robots. Should be a great fight. You see here also that Cold Snap is a shuffler. That means, again, no wheels. You can see those little feet bouncing up and down. And Cold Snap's going to weigh 50% more than Pine Victus. Will Pine Victus be able to overcome that weight advantage?
It's a great question. Pine Victus has been able to capitalize on aggression and throwing their opponent around the arena. If they don't fly as far, maybe the strategy won't go as far either. It's only got a few more moments. Both of the competitors are looking sobered. You know, they are looking dialed in, focused.
Clicking the ready buttons on the boxes there. I'm expecting a box rush out of Pine Victus. We'll see what happens.
It's a very quick spin-up robot. They can pull off the box rush, and against a big horizontal, sometimes that's really what you want to do. We'll find out any moment here.
Tension is building. You can feel the crowd. Anticipation.
It's so interesting to see robots like this, big hitters,
4,
just
3,
focused,
2,
mini-botless.
Fight, robots, fight.
Sparks off the bat. The wedge on Pine Victus not getting under the weapon on Cold Snap. Oof. That's a bad start for Pine Victus.
Able to get a quick pop there. Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, excuse me. I was calling this as a 12-pound. We've gone down to the 3-pound fights.
Cold Snap is completely stuck. You see twitching, but nothing out of the drive. The weapon is not spinning. I think that last hit. There it is, the tap out. Something completely broke inside.
A quick victory for Pine Victus. Not a lot of joy on the faces of the Cold Snap folks.
I think Cold Snap was coming into that fight confident. They've been having a great competition. Pine Victus able to come in and maybe surprise them a bit. You could see Cold Snap's weight right off the bat playing a huge part in those early hits. But Pine Victus able to come out with a win and qualify for the championships later this year.
Yeah, it's something else. Miles Sims, the builder of Cold Snap, doing his best. I mean, this robot had a great few hits right here in the beginning. You can see it. It took pieces and shards out of Pine Victus.
Really looked like it was their fight to lose, but all it takes is one big hit for a fight to change. And here it comes as both robots get sent into the wall and end the fight. Look at the excitement. They know what they just did. They punched their ticket to the World Championships. And let's send it up to Chris in the pits for an update.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jake Hoffman, builder and driver of Maximizer. Now Jake, you have the most anticipated matchup coming up here in the bracket. You're going head-to-head with Jameson Go and Psycho in the 12-pound division. Now, Psycho and Jameson Go went head-to-head with a friend of yours, Liam King, in Buzzkill earlier that day, this morning. Now, Liam was able to eke out a win past JMO. What's something that you learned in that match that you're going to bring here into the first round of the bracket?
Liam did a really good job out driving Psycho. He was able to circle it, and JMO was forced to throttle his weapon down in order to keep up with that spin. So that's something I'm thinking about going into this match. I have the advantage of having my forks, so getting under his wedge is obviously a viable strategy. But there's just different things that I'm thinking about going into the fight that are going to be viable against Psycho.
Now, it's really surprising. Two of the most dominant robots in the 12-pound weight class. You have never fought Psycho with Maximizer. Tell me, you're going to go up against a bulletproof bot and a bulletproof driver. What Jake are you bringing to the fight?
The bulletproof one, obviously. Come on. So, yeah, Jameson was first seed in 2023, and I was number 2. And the last year I was 1 seed, and JMO was 2. So it was kind of we just avoided each other. And I didn't think it would be tonight, but hell, it's going to be tonight. So let's do it.
Well, best of luck. Yeah, good luck in this match ahead. And I can't wait to see the secret that's hidden under this paper towel.
Perhaps killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Back to you guys at the desk.
Ooh. I am very excited about that 12-pound matchup. Jake Hoffman is always an excited guy to have around, but right now, let's get ready for our next 3-pound fight. This is Evan Rosenblatt and Blunder.
And he's going up against Jameson Go and Silent Spring, 7-time Golden Dumpster winner.
More Golden Dumpsters than any bot at this competition ever. Let's go to our friends in the booth to call this action.
Oh, thanks so much, Kyle. We are excited here. Man, this is a big matchup. Silent Spring is always a big matchup.
5.
And this Blunder is coming in hot, too.
2.
What a fight this is going to be. 2 shufflers going up against each other.
It's
Ooh, a big hit from Blunder on Silent Spring out of the gate, putting JMO on his heels.
Yeah, it's interesting. JMO going in with this horizontal spinner, even though Blunder has a very impressive front wedge.
Oh, Blunder early. Uh-oh.
Oh, the front wedge is gone now. Well, almost gone on the front of Silent Spring.
Enough on those
there,
2 hits.
they need to capitalize on this. He needs to strike, and he needs to hit now.
He's waiting for an unstick call. I don't know if that's the right strategy.
It's a bold move to wait for an unstick, but at least he was able to strike when it became obvious it wasn't going to work. These are massive hits, folks.
Big hits, and this is going Blunder's way so far a minute into this fight. Yeah. Can he hold it for 2 more?
It's tough. You got to think, even though Blunder is initiating these hits, they're taking damage in return every time they make contact with Silent Spring.
You see their wedge sitting on the ground there, and that's not good. The weapon on Blunder is down.
And the drive side is struggling.
Looks like they lost half drive and a weapon on that 1 hit. Or it might possibly just be high-centered a little bit.
This is where the design polish, it is just high-centered. You can see both of the treads are moving.
It seems to have lost one of its bunny ears on the upside down.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, so it's unable to really hold its footing.
Now Silent Spring is caught on arena debris.
More movement.
They're going to call for an unstick.
Now that's going to be their only unstick for Silent Spring. Blunder not stuck, able to move a little bit.
This opens up a lot of hope for Blunder, but it is still a slim chance. Especially, look, that bunny ear, the second bunny ear on Blunder is just about to fall off. If they lose that, that robot is going to be dead in the water.
I almost think it might move better if it lost it.
You know, you might have a point. We'll have to see if we cross that bridge, what's on the other side.
Silent Spring not really taking advantage of this situation. Early, it was all Blunder all the time, but with 50 seconds left, Silent Spring
They're going to play it very, very easy. Silent Spring is still working 100%.
Big hits here as JMO trying to show off the movement, the durability.
I think he's going for that bunny ear, Kyle. I think he's hungry for rabbit. He's hunting rabbit.
He certainly seems to be aiming for that.
I think this is going to go to the judges.
A tale of two halves here as Blunder had everything early and Silent Spring coming in late.
No, but that's the tale of Silent Spring. This robot has been polished over years. It's very well put together. Nothing's going to fall apart that isn't absolutely torn out.
Wow. I mean, you got to say, like, what a fight.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd really want to be a judge. I mean, you know, more damage to Blunder at the end, but control, aggression, how are you going to judge that?
It's going to be a tough one. I think Jameson put on a great show. We're going to find out. Let's see if there's anything interesting in cage scene.
You can see they're talking about doing function tests here, showing what is or isn't working. They're going to try and flip the robot over to show function on the weapon.
Yeah, remember, your functionality should not, in terms of the judges assessing things, should not be determined by what position you end the fight in. So they'll flip them over, they'll see how they drive when they're in the position they're supposed to be in, and they'll use that to assess the damage that has occurred over the course of the fight.
Yeah, it looked like they thought maybe, you know, that ear being off was stopping the weapon from spinning, but I'm not seeing it spinning now. Though I did see both sides of drive working at the end, but that's going to cost them some damage points.
Absolutely. I think if they had flipped over and found that that weapon was still functional, it was just in a bad place, this could have been anybody's match.
That could have completely changed it, but with that damage, that's going to be
a lot of points.
It's a big deal. That could turn the whole fight. Yeah.
We will find out shortly who the judges decide is the winner. And in the meantime, we're going to spruce up our cage and go to Lindsay for some pitside reporting.
All right, I'm here with Jameson Go, who just fought with Silent Spring. Now, you used your unstick about halfway through, and there is still debris in the cage. How did your drive approach change after using that unstick?
I mean, I try my best to stay away from that wedge. I don't want to get stuck on it again. But, you know, how horizontal spinners, they bounce everywhere. You can't really depend on that. I know that when the blade is off, I can spin off of that piece, but it was taking a long time to spin down. So thought I'd use it then.
All right, well, good luck with the judges. Go back to the pits, and we'll see you later.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
I got to give it to Evan Rosenblatt. That was a phenomenal performance.
Great showing.
Back and forth matchup between these two bots. Love to see the heavyweight shufflers down at that 3-pound weight class. It really just adds another layer of impact and power to these bots. So much fun.
All right, we got our next fight coming up for you now. First up, Bunga Bunga.
Love this bot. Chris from Unga Bunga, amazing machine. And they are going up against Connor Howard and Comet. Beautiful pink disc spinner. Sharp little forks. I love this machine. All right, so to call this fight, it is our friends Ricky and Adam in the booth.
Thanks so much, Kyle. This should be a pretty fun fight. We've seen great fights from Comet all day long. Unga Bunga, we've seen, I won't say hit or miss, but we haven't seen as much from them because they've gotten a couple wins by forfeit and similar.
Unga Bunga, first-time robot here.
It's pretty impressive what they've managed to do as a first time.
Punch their ticket to the championships in their first event. That would be quite something. But Comet is going to be a hard bot to beat. Very aggressive and very durable.
Fight, robots,
Way we go. What a start from Unga Bunga. They are quick. And Comet being launched up into the air, winning. Wow, Unga Bunga win 2 exchanges in a row, but throwing itself wildly around the arena.
I don't even know where to look.
No, now Comet getting a couple of hits of its own in. This is back and forth. What a slugfest. A chaotic amphetamine-fueled slugfest.
This is the epitome of 3-pounders.
Yes, this is everything you want in a 3-pound fight. Almost too quick to follow with the naked eye. The driving skill on display here is incredible. Whew.
Bunga doing a little gyro dance there on its side, gets back on its feet. If this continues for the entire fight, I have no idea how you would judge it.
It's very difficult. Literally, the judges might have to go back in slow-mo.
Just start counting hits.
Both robots looking very functional. Some pieces are missing from Bunga, but they don't seem to be affecting its ability to drive and attack.
Comet hesitated there a minute when Bunga was stuck up against the wall. Bunga.
Oh, look at this! Look at that! Bunga choosing not to strike.
It looks like Bunga maybe having drive issues. I think their right side might be down.
I think you are correct. It's at least not working as well as intended.
Yeah, you can see they're not really able to go straight. Just sort of gyro dancing their way around. Comet, I think, also realizing that.
Yeah, Comet is going to dial back their driving quite a lot and become a lot more methodical now that they know that their opponent can't be as surgical with their strikes.
Yeah, and that's going to cost a lot of damage in the judge's decision. So if Comet now can just remain fairly even, a little... Oh, no!
Now Comet is upside down, easily able to self-right, though.
They got to be careful. They got to show enough aggression, enough control for the rest of this fight. Even though if they think right now they're going to win damage, they can't lose the rest with 45 seconds left to go. Bunga's weapon still dangerous, even without that side of drive. So Comet trying to be careful, but you never want to be too careful. Always a difficult balance as Bunga now stuck on the wall, and Comet doesn't hesitate, goes in for the hit.
Now the weapon is also down on Bunga, it seems.
But not on Comet as they spin back up.
Oh, the outer armor has begun to come loose on Bunga.
Comet looks to be ending Bunga's Cinderella story here tonight.
We're going to be going to the judges, which is an accomplishment in and of itself, but this is going to be a very decisive win in terms of judges' scores for Comet.
I mentioned early on this fight would be hard to judge if it kept going like the first minute. Well, the last 2 minutes, a lot easier to judge.
Much more straightforward.
Comet's going to take that one with a dominant performance as the fight came to an end.
Yep, we're going to move on to an Eruption and Basics fight to figure out who Comet will be facing next. Either way, it's going to be a good fight.
Good.
All right. The upside down.
We're going to head into replays, see some of these big fights. Look at Bunga's ability to win these weapon-to-weapon exchanges. Really impressive for a new build, but they couldn't keep it up. They bounced around so much and they took so many errant hits. They just started to lose functionality, lose control, and from then on, Comet was able to very carefully pick apart their opponent and take home the win.
So much aggression, so much durability by both these robots, but you can only have so much go right in a first-time build until you start to find the weak points, but they'll come back stronger after a fight like that, and what a performance, sadly coming a little bit short. But let's send it over to Chris in the pits.
I'm just checking up here in the pits. So right behind me right here is Silent Spring, the winner of 7 golden dumpsters. Now, JMO is literally bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball between these two tables, where here he has Silent Spring, over there he has the 12-pounder Psycho that is about to go head-to-head with Maximizer. You see he's running over to the pit desk now to get ready for that fight to go down. And it turns out, it sounds like we actually do have a decision in that last match. With Silent Spring. And there it is. Silent Spring sweeps the judge's decision. That guarantees that Silent Spring is going to go further into the bracket, and they're going to make their way to the World Championships. Let's get back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. How about that Comet fight? Oh, I'm so glad Minibots are gone. But let's head over to the booth to call this next fight where we've got Eruption and
Basics by Donald Sung.
Excellent.
The sweet sound of robots turning on.
Yeah, we're going to start sounding like a broken record here, but both these robots have been very good today. Putting on quite the show, and I'm very much looking forward to them fighting. Let's take a look at the intros.
Eruption coming in.
From Too Hot to Handle, vertical beater bar spinner, 4-wheel drive.
Going up against Basics from Donald Sung.
Team Pandemonium, drum spinner, 2-wheel drive. Two dialed in formats of robot here. All depends on who can drive it better. At this point, both robots have proven to be pretty well built, pretty durable machines.
Away we go. Sooner than anticipated, we are in the midst of our fight.
An Eruption is upside down, bouncing all over.
They are all over the arena. That is an interesting spot. You don't see Brian Boxall on his heels that quick in a match very often. Adam, I'm stunned. Basics is winning quite a lot of exchanges if they can keep it up.
Yeah, Eruption's
Look
only...
at that. They are just able to shoo Eruption away effortlessly. They've got a great pin shooing up the back of that robot.
Look at the forks on the front of Eruption beaten up now.
They're being torn off.
Yeah, I've thought today Eruption has looked very good, but has their turning been hindered by so much kinetic energy in that front disc?
The weapon is down now, so the turning isn't even a factor. At this point, Basics is just cutting them apart.
Uh-oh.
Is it a tap out? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Eruption has tapped out, giving the win to Basics. What an upset.
Wow.
The timer is still going. There must be some cage side issues with the timer, but then under 2 minutes, Basics, which is a comparatively low-ranked bot, taking down Eruption, one of the premier competitors in this weight class, in the 3-pound class in the world. What an upset. Fantastic. Wow, and that means Basics will be going to the World Championship at the end of the year and facing off against Comet in the next match for a chance at the finals today here at the February NHRL event.
Eruption and Too Hot to Handle not happy about the end of that fight as they walk off.
No, Brian, understandably very disappointed. I think he's got a lot of feelings to go feel right now, and I completely understand why. On paper, that was his win to take. There was only a small shot that Basics was going to be able to take that home, but boy, they made good on it. Take a look at this. A ton of small hits chewing away at the front of Eruption. They're not able to get their weapon back, and their front forks no longer functional.
The weapon goes down, and I think in that fight it was really the maneuverability of Basics, able to get around and take advantage of Eruption.
So rarely is a robot able to win these weapon-to-weapon exchanges with Eruption. They've got a fast spinner, they've got a very powerful spinner, and they've got great geometry. The fact that Basics could beat them, absolutely incredible. Let's head over to the desk.
Ooh, I love that emotion out of Brian there.
Donald Sung now in the quarterfinals qualified 2 robots, one in the 12-pound division and Basics in the 3-pound division. Basics going to qualify for the World Championships, beating Brian Boxall in that last round. This is not the world beater Brian Boxall at this event. I'll say it. There's 2 kinds of Brian Boxalls you see at an event. Brian Boxall wants to come hang out with his dad and his friends, and world beater Brian Boxall.
I don't know.
And this was not world beater Brian Boxall, but it's an event like this that brings out world beater Brian Boxall at the next event.
Okay, there you go. All right, we've got a judge's decision in. This is from the previous fight where Bunga took on Comet. Comet with a full judge's decision.
No surprise there. Connor Howard driving to perfection with that bot. It was just a formality to get that judge's decision at the end of that matchup.
Yeah.
Really nice job for him. Very proud of Connor Howard. WPI supremacy moving forward in that 3-pound division. That is a story we have heard many times.
Still big ups to Bunga. That was a great showing. That was an amazing fight. But speaking of which, let's check out our next fight. First
Ladies and gentlemen, it's William Marchese and
Adamant Barrage going up against Glenn Boxall and Caldera 12.
I love this machine. Really tough matchup for William. I'm excited to see how this goes. Let's go to our friends in the booth. Adam and Ricky, how you doing?
I am looking forward to Adamant Barrage, and not just because I share a name with Adamant Barrage, because Adamant Barrage looks really cool, but Caldera 12 has been so amazing today.
Robots fight.
Coming out of the gate, big first hit.
Oh, and Adamant Barrage no longer spinning. That's such a shame. It's such a cool robot with such an intense spinner. No. Oh, that is a look at the front wedgelet just peeled up on Adamant Barrage. They are not able to hit the ground in the way they anticipated.
My namesake. It's tough. Caldera 12 is just so powerful.
Yeah, this is not the matchup that Adamant Barrage wants to be going up against.
You can see the belt from Adamant Barrage's weapon there, tangled on its spinner. That's not going to be spinning. The wheels now turned into flaps, trying to move around as Caldera 12 is just having its way.
The fact that this robot is moving at all is still kind of impressive. I will say this robot has held together much better today than it looks at first glance. It almost looks flimsy until you get up close. It sounds like a tap out has, or a count out has started. They're going to try for an unstick instead. I don't know. When you don't have wheels.
Oh, you can request it.
Yeah, you request away.
Maybe a wheel will get pushed back onto it as it travels across the arena.
Please push me into the pile of wheels in the corner of the arena, and perhaps. Well, okay, you know what? I'll eat my words. That robot is moving enough.
Caldera says, "Let me take that one off next."
I could nosh. Yeah, let me hop on in there.
You know, props to Adamant Barrage. Never say never. Never say die. They want to take this to the judges, and they've got Caldera 12.
Never give up, never surrender. Is this a pin? That might have.
Oh! But now Adamant Barrage once again stuck on the flat side of their wheel, and I don't think they're going to make it all the way.
No,
as Caldera 12 wants this knockout.
That does seem like the end of the Adamant Barrage fever dream that we've all been living here.
There's the count.
Knockout.
I got to use that battery and I got to charge it.
Everyone pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, I don't think there's any disappointment there. It was still fun to watch, let's be honest.
Yeah. And earlier today, Adamant Barrage had an amazing hit with that weapon, sending their opponent flying. That is no joke when it gets spun up to speed. But Caldera 12, a little bit more power and a lot more durability in this fight, able to withstand it and just take them apart piece by piece.
Adamant Barrage is a weapon system. I'm not even going to call it a robot. It's a weapon system that I think has promise here. This is a design that could go a long way, but when you have a glass cannon like that really is putting all their marbles in one bucket, it needs to be dialed in.
You know what I want to see? I want to see more marbles in that bucket. I want that weapon to be bigger.
Give it
I want
all
it
the
to
marbles.
Be faster. Yeah, put some shufflers on the back. Make more. I want more. Maybe it should just vibrate. Maybe it should just be
You're
a
saying
bristle
just
pop.
turn this robot up to 11.
Yeah.
True walker. It's got one weird walking foot on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to head back to the desk. Maybe they've got some good ideas on what Adamant Barrage can bring next year.
I don't think Adamant Barrage needs to change anything. It's a beautiful robot. It's just not well suited against powerful horizontal spinners. That's all. At any rate, let's go to our friend Lindsay Cageside.
Thank you. I am here with William Marchese of Adamant Barrage, a brand new 12. This is the farthest you've made it in the 12-pound bracket so far. Tell me, what did you learn from fighting this robot today that you'll take and iterate on your next showing?
Well, besides don't fight horizontals, I would also say that I had some difficulty with the drive and the weight management, so I'm going to try to figure out how I can get some better traction on the wheels, hopefully some better mobility, and kind of line up my shots better.
Wonderful. Well, we're always rooting for you. Good luck putting that back together. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Always fashionable, if nothing else, and that bot worked beautifully, especially for a first-timer at this event.
I liked how lanky and spindly it is for some reason.
It's cool, and it hit really hard. When it was making contact with bots, it was absolutely devastating today.
It's nice to see a robot that's not, you know, so boxy.
So boxy, so tiny, so small, yes. It was. It's a big boy, and it hits hard. I love it. But at any rate, this is the pinnacle match in the 12-pound division right now. Everything hinges on this. First up, Jake Hoffman and his bot, Maximizer.
And he's going up against Jameson Go and Psycho.
He's the Meownager. That's cute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these two are loading into the box now. We are so excited for this action. Adam, Ricky, take it away.
What a matchup. There are people that have been waiting literal years for this matchup of Maximizer versus Psycho, two of our most talented drivers, two of our most incredible builders, and two of the most frightening robots in this weight class in the world.
Never met before, and this will be amazing. Certainly the premier fight of this first round of tonight's primetime tournament. The crowd is pumped up, and so am I, Riggy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away we go. Both robots easily spinning up almost instantly. Good hit there from Psycho right off the bat. Maximizer stuck on the walls, and Psycho not wasting even a moment. Immediately hitting their opponent again. Maximizer needs to be very careful.
You can see Jameson is so dialed in his driving in this fight.
Check out the new configurations on the front of Maximizer. They're meant especially for Psycho, but they're not getting anywhere near the opponent right now.
Yeah, he called those Psycho killers, not quite at the moment.
No, it's amazing. It seems to be more effective for Maximizer to go weapon first into Psycho than even to bother with the plow. Look at this.
Oh,
4 hits in a row where Maximizer was able to win the exchange.
Psycho's weapon is stopped, and half the drive seems to be down. Complete dominance in the first minute by Psycho. But are they having trouble?
Maximizer just baiting Psycho.
Oh, and there goes a wheel. Wow. Maximizer unable to really capitalize here.
Maximizer just needs to play this safe to be able to take home a win. Psycho barely moving at all now. With no weapon, they have no way to come back except extreme bad luck on the part of Maximizer.
What happened? We're going to have to see that replay of that hit. That sent both robots fighting, and Psycho nearly inoperable after that.
It's a good pin. Oh, those are bad noises. Adam, you can hear those just horrible motor noises.
Maximizer's still running. I wonder. Yeah, that's coming from Psycho.
I hear just little bits. I see just little bits of movement on that weapon. I think one phase is down on that motor or the motor controller. The drive is just barely spinning.
You hear the ref counting down those pins in the background. 10-second limit on pins.
Maximizer really spinning up. They want to give a couple of good whacks.
Maximizer showing they're still fully functional, showing their aggression, still trying to play it safe here. They know anything can happen. Psycho stuck or dead?
Hard to say. It's not going to end up making a difference.
He's going to let it.
He's going to let it happen. That might be a sportsman-like gesture.
He could have called for the unstick that would have gotten him to the bell for the judge's decision, but he knew he was dead and he let it go to a KO.
Jake, ever the emotional competitor, they are clearly overjoyed. You wait that long for a matchup you know is going to come one day.
Let's listen to this.
Nice. I was kicking your ass, dude.
And then what happened? And then what happened?
I don't know, man. Let's go find out. That was great, dude.
Weapon lock ready? Yep. Perfect.
Wow, let's take a look at these replays. And let's see what happened. Early on, as J-Mo was saying, it was all Psycho for the first minute of this fight. It was constrained aggression, perfectly timed, perfectly placed hits, hitting him when he was on the wall, hitting him when he was on sides, but then something happened, lost half of drive, lost the weapon. There you could see the wheel on that drive half going out, but the drive had already died before then, and Maximizer able to take it, able to just nick away at Psycho, and get the KO.
Very, very impressive work. Incredible emotion just pouring out from Jake Hoffman. Very well earned. They've worked so hard for this, and it has really paid off in a fight like this. Again, probably the premier fight that we have had today. Two of the biggest names going head to head.
Lived up to the hype, and let's go to Lindsay ringside.
Thank you so much. I am here with Jake Hoffman, who has just qualified for the championships at the end of the year. Now, Jake, J-Mo had you on the ropes for a lot of that fight. Tell me about what was going through your head and your drive strategy as the match progressed.
My mind was completely blank, so what was going through my mind? I don't know. I got to win this fight. That's what was going through my mind. J-Mo's a great builder. I owe so much to him. Watching him build his robots and his process, he doesn't underestimate anybody, and he fixes every problem he sees, and he's a good guy on top of it.
Now,
a good guy.
Jake, you have qualified. Do you think we'll see you again at some point this year, or are you going to take it easy?
I'll see you in December.
All right, back to the desk.
Ooh. Okay.
So good.
For Jake Hoffman, Psycho has been the white whale, the bot to beat, the bot that has consumed his imagination for years now. The fact that finally Jake gets to face off and beat them, and that win catapults them to the World Championships. Oof. I mean, come on.
So good. And it was
so good.
Made so much sweeter by Jake really being on the ropes at the beginning.
Yep.
It seems like it was Psycho's fight for a while.
Absolutely, but Jake's preparation, Jake's strategy, Jake's new components that he has put on his bot.
You think those came into play at all,
I
Kyle?
do think they came into play quite a bit. Yes, absolutely. Specifically designed to foul him up, specifically designed to foul up belts, drive systems. What wasn't working on J-Mo by the end?
That's a great point, and you did see only one of those Psycho killers remaining on Maximizer
That's exactly
at the end,
right.
so where did the other one end up?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Very proud of Jake Hoffman. This is a person that takes so much pride in their bot. They think very hard about every matchup that they are in, and I love the fact that when Jake got here yesterday, they were calm.
Yeah.
Ready to play with their friends. Not nervous. The normal Jake you see is a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. None of that. Just ready to go. And it showed right there in the arena.
There's nothing wrong with being nervous. It can drive you to be more prepared, but let's check how prepared this next fight is. In Cage 1, we've got Buzzkill and Liam King.
Love this machine. Absolutely amazing driving on by Liam King, but they are going up against Donald Sung and his bot, Torrent. I cannot wait for this matchup. Two amazing drivers, two completely different design philosophies. Let's go to Ricky and Adam in the booth to call this action.
This is going to be a great fight. Are you excited, Adam?
I'm excited. Buzzkill has been driving like they're sucked to the ground. It's tremendous to watch.
Fight. Robots fight.
So much potential out of Buzzkill. We'll see if they can make good on it in this fight. Interesting, Torrent very defensive at the beginning of this match.
Torrent having issues with the gyro there, overcoming them and sending Buzzkill flying.
But ending up upside down in the process, they're going to try to use the wall to separate. Well, maybe they, yes, that is what they're going to do.
Sending themselves flying as Buzzkill chases them down. Not going to look great for Torrent as they're running away here. I think Torrent hoping they can get a KO and not worry about the judges.
Oh, a huge, huge hit there.
Buzzkill getting the better of that one as Torrent now not really moving. Did they lose drive on that exchange or something else?
They may have. They're calling for an unstick. They're upside, or they're right side up now. They do have some drive.
Buzzkill happy to give them that unstick, and that will still count as the unstick. They won't get a second one.
No, they are down quite a bit of drive functionality. They're missing both front wheels, and one of those two drive sides isn't working hardly at all.
See the frame dragging on the ground as they're trying to move with the gyro force here to get them off the ground. Ooh.
Smoke, that is a lipo fire, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a lot of flame. I'm not seeing any movement out of Torrent, and I think Buzzkill has taken this one. We're going to hear the count out soon.
An offering to the robot gods. And a brutal sacrifice of Torrent will take Buzzkill to the semifinals.
Yeah, that was an impressive performance. Torrent coming out early, getting big hits, sending Buzzkill flying. But Buzzkill able to stay in the game, take advantage of Torrent's kind of compromised mobility with that powerful vert. Buzzkill with the horizontal, able to stay planted, and maneuverability was the difference there. Let's take a look at the replays. Early big hit from Torrent. Buzzkill brushes it off like nothing happened. Torrent not brushing that one off.
Not at all. Oh, you can see that smoke almost comes out like a liquid. We're going to go to Chris in the pits. I think he's got some words with our competitors.
Hey guys, I'm here with Brandon Bennett-Young and Voron here in the test cage up here in the pits. Now you just went head-to-head with Synthesis 30, obviously one of the most punishing verts in the game. You're about to go into the next round against another vert, an Undertaker. And then a lot of people did predict that we would end up seeing a Voron and Chonkiv final. Like, tell me though, I saw that you were switching out your frame and moving some things around. Are you ready to go further into this bracket?
It's a hard say, because I know with Undertaker, it's a very strong robot. It hits really, really hard. It reminds me of Proma, which I know is a terrifying machine in 12 pounds, so I can only expect the same thing in 30 pounds. The issue is that with the fight with Synthesis 30, the robot mechanically still works, but the chassis is buckled in some places. So I switched the other chassis to make sure that one's a bit more secure. But there's still some question about if this one can then get out of it with a good shape. So I think Undertaker has the ability to tweak the chassis the same way that Synthesis 30 does, but the big wedge I have for Chonkiv is really the main thing. That is a huge structural element, so I think even with a broken or half limping chassis after each fight, I could still be there to give a good hit to Chonkiv. Personally, I want to fight them more, Like, Voron's better designed to uppercut a big horizontal spinner. I've done it a couple times before with like Big Cookie and Dip Charge. So I kind of want to do it again.
It's really impressive watching your ethics here in the finals, where you're making decisions. Do I switch out a whole chassis, or do I go with something that I know kind of works, but like I don't know how you get ready for a match against a bot like Chonky. It is just a huge boulder of spinning stored energy. Are you going to go aggressive or defensive in that potential match?
Oh, I'm going to hit him really, really hard. The main benefit that Voron has is my wedge is probably the thickest of a 30-pounders, and then my vertical spinner is also very reliable. So my thinking is, I get him with the wedge, sort of deflect upwards and into the blade, and then I can grab the inner race of his spinner and begin to warp that shell. It then can no longer drive anymore. It begins to sort of tweak internally. And as you begin to do that kind of tweaking, the robot becomes a sitting duck, and then you just wail on it.
Sounds like a plan. Back to you guys at the desk.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited for that matchup. Brandon puts so much thought into all of his fights, but we are still in the 12-pound division for right now. We just saw Liam King level up with Buzzkill. Amazing driving performance against Donald Sung and Torrent, and I gotta tell you, it was all him, that matchup. I mean, absolutely amazing. But right now, let's get ready for our next fight. First up, Michael Shore and Carmen.
And he is going up against Zach Knight and Prom Henna.
These two have been fighting since March 26, 2022. They are 2-2 against each other. It is going to be an epic battle to see who finally comes out on top of this crazy rivalry. Let's go to our friends Adam and Ricky in the booth.
This is going to be a great matchup. Both of these robots, very powerful. They have got storied histories here at NHRL. Perennial top seeds in our rankings. And friends to boot. They know each other's robots. They know the strengths and weaknesses. We are going to see so much strategy and talent here on display in this match.
Very similar robot designs here, both sort of these like four-wheel drive boxes with verts in the front, but different strategies on the verts. You see you've got a thick sort of single-sided disc, almost bar on Prem Hedda, going up against the prototypical egg beater here on Carmen. We'll see how they hit, how they engage, and who gets the better of this face-to-face engagement off the start, or do they just try and go for each other's sides?
It's going to be really tough. Both of these robots are able to exhibit a lot of control.
4,
we'll see which one takes advantage of it.
2, 1.
Fight. Robots fight.
Carmen off to a little more careful to start. Prom Hedda going for the throat immediately.
Carmen now trying to self-right, lands right on Prom Hedda's
and the
weapon.
wheel gone from Carmen right off the bat.
What a perfectly timed hit by
I don't know if that,
Hedda.
yes, that is a tap out. Sometimes that's all it takes. Oh. That's a tough break, but that's some real friendship and some real sportsmanship cage side. You know what? I want to call this out. Prom Hedda waited. You could see it. It could have absolutely bifurcated that robot. It could have split it down the middle, and it waited to know whether or not it was time to do that or not. It saw, you know, my friendly robot cousin is on the ropes. I'm going to wait and see what they want to do. And what they wanted to do was hold on to that robot, wait for next time.
Let's check the replay here and look at the perfectly timed hit by Prom Hedda as Carmen tried to self-right off the wall and fell directly onto their weapon.
You know, we've seen this time and time again. When you have an opponent on the ropes, so often the thing that makes the difference is how quickly and accurately you can get in to take advantage of that moment of weakness. And that was an incredible display of how to do that. Prom Hedda was right there. As soon as it figured out where it was going to land, right there to hit again and chain those hits. And it only took one more. And sometimes that's the way it goes.
They hit him in the exact right spot, took out a wheel, took out a whole corner of the frame. It looked like devastating. Robots aren't really designed to take those types of hits there. It was basically like being hit with a powerful hammer saw. But let's throw it over to the desk, hear a little bit about them, and who's coming up next.
Whew, Kyle. That was a video game type hit. He caught him out of the air.
And that was like a boss fight come true. Zach Knight, absolutely perfect driving match. So that final hit could not have been planned better. I mean, that was absolutely incredible, purely cinematic.
Kyle, this is just the quarterfinals. These fights have been so good.
Zach Knight really leveled up his game last year, and it is showing now. He came in today with a bot that wasn't even done yet, and now qualified for the World Championships. I love this story for him. Absolutely incredible. Well, that does it for the 12-pound division. Going to the semifinals for them, so that was incredible.
Yes, yes.
Let's take a look at where we stand in all of these weight classes. We're going to start with the 3-pound division.
All right, so Pine of Victus has taken it over Cold Snap, and that puts them up against Silent Spring, who took down Blunder. Comet defeated Bunga, and he gets to face Basics from Donald Sung after a win over Eruption.
All right, so taking it over to the 12-pound division. We've got Caldera 12. They're going to be facing off against Maximizer. Really excited about that matchup. And down in the bottom of the bracket, Buzzkill, Proma. Absolutely dominant performers who have leveled up over 2024. Let's see who is the dominant player in 2025.
A lot of horizontals in that 12, but in the 30-pound, we've got Chonky going up against Goose, a classic shell spinner versus vertical spinner match, and Voron versus Undertaker. Both big, heavy-hitting vertical spinners. I'm excited to see this play out, and these brackets are looking great.
I love all of the new names, all of the new faces that are in all 3 of these weight classes. So cool. The spirit of the New Bots event lives on, even if that event is gone, and I love that for them. Justin Dew, brand new in that weight class for the 30-pounders, and I got to tell you, I think he's got Brandon a little bit scared.
I mean, he had so many roof shots in his last fight. His spinner is heavy. His forks are sharp. I mean, there's good reason to be scared there.
The guy has done his homework. That is for sure. Check out this crowd today for prime time. Loving this audience. It is just the best place to be for Robot Carnage. But now it is time for our next competitors. In the 30-pound division, it's the Robo Jackets, Dan Vale and Chonky! And they'll be facing off against Illinois' Kogan Banarian and Goose! Very different robots, very different design philosophies, 2 heavy hitters. This could go either way, but in my opinion, it's Chonky's match to lose.
I mean, it is the bigger spinner.
It's a much bigger spinner. Beautifully operated by this Robo Jackets team.
But Kyle, with big spinners, you know it's just one hit could turn the match in either robot's favor. Let's check out the tail of the tape.
All right, so you see Chonky, operated by Dan Vale from Atlanta, Georgia. This is a shell spinner spinning at 125 miles per hour, and that shell is 24 pounds of power. But then we've got Goose, captained by Kogan Banarian, Urbana, Illinois. It is a beater bar spinning at 260 miles per hour with a very hefty 6 pounds. Let's go to our friends in the play-by-play booth. Adam and Ricky call this action.
Chonkiv only had one fight so far today. It lasted about 14 seconds and punched their way into the championship. Goose has had a lot more fights and looked very good in all of them. Also will be in the championship later this year. This fight is for a shot in the finals tonight.
2, 1.
Fight.
Away
Robots
we
fight.
go, ladies and gentlemen. Bot fans of all types. Interesting tentative start from Goose. Immediately shot into the wall. Look at the front wedge on the front of Goose. That is not a straight line anymore. That's not even one piece of metal anymore.
The power of Chonkiv is insane.
And that robot is spinning down.
Look at how thick the wedge is on the front of Goose, and it's bent like a potato chip.
Yeah, once you pop the fun don't stop with Chonkiv, it's incredible the power that that robot has behind it.
Goose is so distorted, it's unable to have contact on its rear wheels, unable to self-right. It would usually try to run into the wall there. And
it looks like one good shot from the house bot pushing Goose into the wall would self-right it, but
just not quite.
I don't know if they're going to manage it.
Oh, and that's going to be it, although maybe a little help from Chonkiv here. They're asking for it. They're saying, hit us, hit us. That is it. The tap out.
Once that weapon stopped spinning, there was no hope for Goose, and they smashed that button. Just like you should smash those buttons at home, right? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
The crowd chanting Chunky.
Wedge did not hold up. Wedge did not. I tried to help you guys get back over. Yeah, it's
My son just blew up, so.
No, what? Yeah. Did something actually happen? I heard something.
I heard something snap. What someone said box side. Quite an exciting fight, that first hit. Again, all it took, a little bit more time for the fight to wind its way down, but another massive hit out of the gate for Chonky, able to take the victory. Who can stop them tonight? Let's throw it back to the disc.
Who can stop them, Kyle?
Fortune favors the bold. There was no box rush. They let Chonkiv get up to full speed. The only chance the Goose had was stopping that spin up, and they made no effort at it. They were scared. They were scared of the Chonkiv. And what happens when you're scared of the Chonkiv? It spins all the way up, and when it's spinning, you're dead.
Well, and that is exactly what happened to Goose. They are dead right now. We saw them get so mangled from that one hit. Kyle, I was honestly worried that Chonky was only going to get a couple hits in this tournament and just win with one hit each fight.
It's pretty viable, actually. They could definitely get through it with that, especially if you don't have the bravery, the strategy to just go full force into that big spinning mass and try to slow it down. Once it gets up to speed, there is nothing in that 30-pound weight class that can stop it, at least not at this tournament.
Well, hopefully Voron has something to say about that. Or
Voron
maybe
is an
Undertaker
amazing
has
robot.
something to say about that.
Undertaker, amazing robot, but weight is weight is weight. And 27 pounds or 24 pounds of spinning mass at full speed, 145 mile per hour, whatever that is, you can't stop it with the 30-pound robot.
No, the numbers are on their side.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get the box rush. That's the only option. The only one. If you can bobble them in the air and keep them moving, you're going to be fine. But you can't just wait back.
Even bobbling a horizontal spinner like that into the air, they're stable when they pop up into the air.
Do.
That
Yes,
horizontal spin wants to stay in that orientation. So even that, Kyle.
I'm saying it's the only chance. I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just saying it's a chance.
Well, it sounded like Brandon had a plan. He says he's going to bend the spinning race on the bottom of the shell, and that's going to prevent Chonky from being able to walk.
Brendan Bennett-Young always has a plan, and he's normally very good at executing it. Let's not take anything away from the engineers on the RoboJackets team. Absolutely amazing robot.
So good.
that spin-up time is fast. You've got to be able to box rush them so quick to get across that arena and stop that bot. Absolutely amazing team.
Well, there's not many chances left for their opponents to take out Jonkiv. We've got one more match in this round for 30-pounders, and then we're moving on.
So that's right. We are going to go into the next round to see who qualifies for that World Championships, ladies and gentlemen. Very excited about this 30-pound division. It has been absolutely amazing all day, and we still have a brand new face in the 30-pound division that has a chance at a golden dumpster today, and have already qualified for the World Championships at the end of the year. Absolutely incredible. So, let's meet our next competitors.
Nice.
First up, we have Voron, Brandon Bennett Young, all the way up from Maryland.
He's already got a golden dumpster under his belt. He's here to win more this season and possibly take home that golden Brett at the end of the year. And this is who they are fighting. It's Justin Dew and Undertaker. Love this robot, foot-long forks, powerful vertical spinner. This kid has done his homework. Let's go to our friends in the booth. Adam, Ricky, call this action for us.
Absolutely. This is a great matchup. Excellent use of tail of the tape. We're going to jump right into it. Brandon Bennett Young from Bowie, Maryland, going up against Undertaker. Voron is bringing a vertical spinner. They have a great 13-7 record, and they've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. Pretty a good long while, year and a half rather. Undertaker, Justin Dew, this is his NHRL debut. He's never brought a robot here before. He's got a 2-1 record, and he's bringing a beater bar to the cage.
Part of the Illinois delegation here today. A lot of Illinois robots doing very well. The winner of this fight is going to go to the finals and take on Chonky. Do you even want to take on Chonky at this point?
Brandon Bennett Young does.
Okay.
He claims that that is a match that he is very excited for.
Well, I'm excited for this match. Voron and Undertaker. Can the rookie debut beat the veteran Voron? Let's see. The crowd is excited as we see Undertaker making its way to the box. Voron in the pink, Undertaker in the blue.
This is going to be all about driving. Voron has a pretty good ability to fend off attacks if it can outmaneuver its opponent. Brandon, being a very experienced competitor, may be able to pull that off. But Undertaker has really surprised us today. They've done a fantastic job upending expectations. They may pull out a little, dusting of talent that we didn't see coming.
With big spinners, anything can happen. One hit is all it takes if you get it in the right spot. But Voron today has proved very durable.
3.
Yeah, their durability game.
1.
Fight.
Fantastic.
Robots
Let's see if they can keep it up. Oh, interesting. Voron not moving at all. Oh. This is not a good start.
Unusual. Undertaker a little confused, but goes in for the hits, and you can see the underside now of Voron is torn apart.
Yeah, I don't think Undertaker is going to wait around long.
I think Voron's going to have to use an unstick here. No. Well, yeah,
well,
look at that. They're not going to be able to move.
Yeah, their underside is torn up. They're going to be high-centered no matter what they do.
They're calling for the unstick anyway.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah,
I don't think Brandon has a good view of the underside of his robot, but it's peeled apart like a tin can, completely high-centering the robot, preventing movement.
This is exactly what we talked about at the beginning of the fight. All it takes is one hit in the right spot, and that's the fight. Undertaker able to hit the base plate of Voron, peel it back, and Voron's wheels just cannot touch the ground. You hear the count out in the background, and that's going to be the fight.
That is another shocking upset. Brandon, one of the most experienced builders here, going up against a complete rookie, albeit a very powerful one. That's an impressive, impressive day for the dudes.
Crowd chanting his name. That's got to feel amazing, punching your ticket to the final and a chance at the Golden Dumpster in your first competition. Let's look at the replay, see exactly how that base plate got torn up. Here's the hit.
And bada boom. Yep, that's it. You can see a nice big peeling on the bottom. That robot was never going to drive again.
It was interesting because Voron came out of the box strong. Something happened, and then Undertaker took advantage.
Yeah, I mean, as well they should. That robot could have come back to life at any moment. You don't want to not strike and throw your golden ticket to a victory away. It's just, that's a hard way to go out if you're Brandon Bennett Young.
Brandon not going to get his chance against Chonky tonight. We'll see what Undertaker can do. Let's throw it back to the desk.
Cinderella stories are happening tonight. First-time competitor Justin Dew brings his dad to the competition to be his cheerleader and pit crew member and gets to go to the championship finals. He is going to be fighting for a golden dumpster against Dan Vale and Chonky. Absolutely amazing performance by Justin Dew.
What a serious robot to bring to your first tournament here.
Yeah, like I said, this kid has done his homework. That bot hits hard. The fork game is on point. Clearly, it's durable as can be. Absolutely amazing performance from Justin Dew today. Really, really proud of this kid. And it is so rare that a new competitor makes it to the finals.
Yeah.
In the 30-pound division especially, that is a division for experienced players, experienced competitors. You work your way up to 30 pounds. You don't just start there. That is phenomenal. Very proud of this kid. Cannot wait to see them take on Chonky. And I want to see what they have up their sleeve for that crazy matchup.
What could they have? I've only seen forks out of Undertaker so far, but most robots, when they're facing a horizontal spinner, they're going to pull the forks off and run a wedge. So, did he bring one?
I hope so. I hope so. All right, so we are now moving on to the 3-pound semifinals. This has been a crazy tournament. Lots of new bots and a perennial competitor in Jameson Goes, Silent Spring, the most golden dumpsters of any robot in this competition, period, the end of any weight class. That's 7 golden dumpsters. Needs a whole wall in his house to display all of that.
He's gonna need a whole house soon.
Very, very soon. He's been doing it since the very beginning, and he's been winning since the very beginning, which means leveling this bot up over the years to keep up with these competitors. The other bots that have made it in this weight class are absolutely amazing, but they are all much newer to the game than Jameson Go.
Yeah, but Pina Victus, who is up against Silent Spring, and he's been grinding with the Leatherbacks. He's been under Brandon's tutelage.
Right.
There's reps that they are getting in the cage that's in Maryland. So folks are coming up fast.
All right, so speaking of which, let's meet our competitors for this first 3-pound matchup. First off,
we've got...
It's Alex Wang and Pina Victus! Love this robot, but more than that, I love the way Alex drives it. He is aggressive, he is fast, he takes it straight to your weapon, and he fights with reckless abandon. Great robot.
And he's going up against Jameson Go and Silent Spring. 7-time Golden Dumpster winner in this one single 3-pound bot. It's been winning since these tournaments have started. And here he is, still making improvements, still refining Silent Spring after every loss. I know he's got some stiffening agents this one, but let's send this to the booth with Ricky and Adam.
We're going to hop right into Tale of the Tape. Pine Victus from Alex Wang, Ellicott City, Maryland, bringing a beater bar to the arena with a 4-12 record today and a 5-0 record today. Silent Spring from Jameson Go, Cambridge, Massachusetts. He's bringing his undercover module today, 73-16. That's an incredible record. Also going 5-0 today.
Silent Spring with a traditionally incredible record, but Pine Victus from, what was it, 4-12?
Yeah,
now
up to 5-0.
That's incredible.
So many glow-ups we've seen today. This is probably the most overwhelming in terms of, it's the biggest about face from being thoroughly middle of the road.
Already qualified for the championships later this year.
Away we go. Pine Victus has a real shot here if they can chain together hits like that. That has been their strength all day, is chaining hits and being able to take advantage of their opponent's instability. If they
Pine Victus is looking good so far.
That is a hell of a hit.
Can they continue 2.5 more minutes?
Keep in mind, folks, Silent Spring weighs 1.5 pounds. That's 50% more than Pine Victus because it doesn't use wheels. It has a weight bonus, and even then, Pine Victus is throwing it around the arena.
We saw a similar thing in the last fight for Silent Spring on the ropes with their opponent tossing them around, but Silent Spring is durable. Silent Spring lasts, but boy, are they getting tossed around today.
Oh, you hear that noise? That is a huge upset. Pine Victus's weapon motor just got thrashed. It was right on the edge, and then another hit did it in.
And there you see, right again, about the minute mark of this fight, Pine Victus controlling and Silent Spring able to wear away and disable their weapon. It's still anyone's fight, anything can happen, but Pine Victus certainly on the ropes without a weapon here.
They are doing their absolute best, and I gotta say, just using that wedge is remarkably effective against Silent Spring.
Still holding their own, still aggressive, still controlling this fight. Silent Spring has to show more, or they could still lose this one.
Yeah, the way this is going, I would not say it's a sure thing by any means. However, with Pine Victus upside down, that wedge is no longer useful. They need to get back and right themselves.
Now, traditionally, they would self-right using the weapon against the wall. No weapon means no self-righting, unfortunately. You can see them still trying to
I do wonder if they might be able to self-right a little better against our house bot, but it's hard to say.
Silent Spring staying aggressive here.
Yeah, doing just enough to show that it's mobile, that it's dangerous, and that it's in control. Very conservative and exacting driving from Jameson Go.
Classic Silent Spring fight. Just staying in it, and I mean, it doesn't even look like it's barely scratched at all.
It doesn't need to. It just needs to do little nibbles. Little love taps with that weapon is all it takes to show control, aggression, and in fact damage.
And you can see there, Pine Victus lost one of those bunny ears. Story of the night with bunny ears coming off.
It's upside down.
Back on its feet.
I should say right side up.
Lost the side of drive though.
That will make it very hard for Pine Victus to come back. And with less than 10 seconds, this will be going to the judges.
It looks like it's going to be Silent Spring's fight, but Pine Victus making it all the way to the judges against a 7-time Golden Dumpster winner. He's impressive. 5-1 on the night.
Those are both some incredibly well-made robots, Adam. I'm impressed.
Very impressive performance, but Jameson Go showing how he's won 7 dumpsters with this robot and all the refinement that's gone into it over the years. Let's take a look at the replays. In this weight class, you see robots throw each other around all the time, but what separates the great from the greatest is how many of those hits they can take. Silent Spring tanking those hits, and eventually Pine Victus unable to take any more, goes up in smoke, makes it till the end, but gets torn apart piece by piece along the way.
gonna head back to the desk, get us queued up for the next fight.
Whew. All right, first Brandon, then Alex. My Maryland sweep is in shambles, but at least
no shame.
There's Liam King.
There's no shame in Alex Wang's game there. He drove beautifully. He had Jameson go on the ropes for at least 45 seconds of that matchup. Absolutely incredible. But then the strategy and the experience kicked in. You just saw that bot could eat all those shots. And then once Jameson kind of figured out the pattern, started ripping chunks off, started really working that right side of drive of the Pine Victus. Really impressive job by Jameson Go.
Yeah.
To be expected at this point, right?
Exactly. But Kyle, Lindsay is with Alex and Pine Victus right now. So let's head up to the pits with or cage side with Lindsay.
Thank you so much. I am here with Alex, the captain of Team Leatherbacks, one of the most formidable teams here at NHRL. Okay, Alex, you entered this competition with a record of 4-12. And you just drove all day like a bat out of hell. What changed between then and now to be what you've become?
Yeah, so this is Pine Victus version 7.2 over almost 4 years. So it's a completely brand new robot in last October, and I've been just dialing it in, and I've been really focusing on this robot, and I've really been happy with how good it's gotten.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot still get over your fight with Mako. That was amazing. Win or lose in this fight, we don't know yet, but will we be seeing you again this year and maybe get another shot at the Golden Dumpster?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I'll definitely be coming back as soon as I can, and of course I'll be back in for the finals, so I cannot wait.
Excellent. Well, congrats, good luck, and we'll see you again. Back to you at the desk.
That was Alex Wang, captain of the Team Leatherbacks. Absolutely amazing driver. We have just seen so much fast-paced juggling action from him today with many, many very, very good competitors.
Yeah, that drive style gave me Lynx vibes. It gave me Eruption.
Yeah, very similar.
Straightforward, fast, and
so fast,
jabby.
so thoughtful. And I love how just precise those hits were, right above the weapon, right into the weapon shaft. Very, very smartly done. Wasn't able to go the distance, but you know what? He was still driving at the end.
And he's qualified.
100% qualified for the World Championships in the first event of the year.
That's just... Now you can chill for the rest of the year?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to chill. He's not going to make that bot any better before the World Championships. No, Alex is somebody who's going to be, what is he, 7.2, he said, versions on that bot?
The points confuse me. What does that mean?
It means this is a completely new build, and this is the second round of changes that he's made to it. So, love this robot. Alex is a really cool guy. Excited to see him at World Champs, but...
We got a judge's decision from that
one. Decision.
I wonder who it was. Here it is.
The formality out of the way. That's right. Universally.
Silent
Spring moving forward on that. Well done, Alex. But let's go ahead and meet who Silent Spring will be facing off against in the finals. Let's start our next fight right now. First up, it is Connor Howard and Comet! And their opponents. It's gonna be Donald Sung and Basics! Love these two teams, Team Pandemonium, Team WPI, taking it out against each other. Very cool robots, similar designs, very different styles. Let's send this one to our friends in the booth. Adam and Ricky, take it away.
Tail of the tape here, we've got Comet coming in from Connor Howard in Worcester, Mass. It's a vertical spinner, 16-5 before tonight. 7 KOs going against Basics. Donald Sung from Woburn, Massachusetts. 2 Massachusetts robots here. A beater bar, 10-1 record and 6 KOs. 2 very impressive robots. Basics has just been winning tonight. You know, it's been on the ropes a few times and it just comes back and wins. Comet has been tearing people apart. What do you think is going to happen here, Ricky?
This is a tough match to call. I have been, frankly, underestimating Basics all day. Comet has blown me away in every fight I've seen them in so far. So I expect Comet to blow me away again. The question is Basics going to rise to the challenge? I don't know what it is they've got in that weapon, but it just seems to be able to win weapon exchanges more than you would expect.
Basics is, well, I guess it's a very basic robot, but it makes it work. The formula is dialed in, it's durable, and it's just been outlasting people and getting the right hits at the right time. Basics and Comet here, very aggressive all day, durable, strong driving. I think we're in for another great fight, and
5, 4,
we'll see who's able to outlast the other here.
2, 1.
Fight, robots,
Here we
fight.
go. A little quicker start from Basics, but both tentative in their fury. Basics again winning these exchanges. They keep doing this, Adam. How do they keep doing this?
I want to know what the tip speed is on Basics because they are winning every exchange all day.
Yes, it's incredible. Over and over again. I'm so impressed. It's like the weapon on Comet isn't even on.
It's just tossing them into the air, and you know what? Comet's weapon seems like it might not be on anymore.
No, it certainly turned down. I can't quite
tell. Maybe it's back up now.
Yeah, it is back up, but still.
Oof. Basics very aggressive in this fight, not letting Comet get away.
This is incredible. Whatever magic sauce is in Basics.
I think the right side drive on Basics is not working.
No, it is either jammed up. Nope, there it is. It's back. What?
Yeah,
it's back, but it's not great.
It's backing. I wonder if that was a little feint there, drawing Comet into a false sense of security, as now they are back to full aggression. The crowd chanting, Comet, Comet. But the fight is so far all Basics, Basics.
Yeah, interesting that Comet has the crowd going because so far, I couldn't ask anything more from Basics.
Driving battle here, both drivers dancing a little bit as they line up their hits, but Comet getting the better of most of them. Or sorry, Basics getting the better of most of them, Comet getting the better of some.
Oh, interesting. You can hear they've spun that weapon up more. I do think that's a big part of this. Weapon tip speed has got to be a factor.
Yeah, Comet is just unable to match that. When they can get around the side, they can get some good hits in, but if they go face to face, Basics is winning those exchanges.
Oh, the weapon is down now on Basics. That's a twist of fate.
With 37 seconds left, is that going to come back to life? Or could that be the difference if this goes to the judges?
I think they need... Oh, he's ahead! This is going to be really close. It's definitely Basics' game, but this is a bad way to leave the match.
And this Comet-leaning crowd is loving that. Oh.
Match is over. No, it isn't.
No.
We shouldn't be over.
Comet's weapon also down here with 10 seconds left.
It will be going to the judges. Wow.
Damage at this point looking equal between these two robots.
A nice little finishing push from Basics on Comet.
Wow.
Oh, and the weapon coming back up. Remember, folks, your weapon's function at the end of the fight does not matter. It's what happens when you're asked to demonstrate just after the fight ends for the judges.
There will potentially be some damage allocated for it being intermittent.
Absolutely. But that's not the same as saying that that weapon was disabled.
Exactly. That spinning back up there is huge going into that judge's decision.
Yeah.
It could have just changed the whole outcome.
I absolutely think that that could be a tide turner.
If they went in with equal damage, you have to think 2 minutes of Basics domination could have pulled the fight for them. But that's going to drastically swing damage. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, let's take a look. These are some very careful blows early, and then bam. And once that big hit comes, Basics is able to get in here, chain these hits, do what it's been doing all day long, win the exchange.
Such aggression and control for the first 2+ minutes of this fight for Basics. But after the weapon went out, Comet really turned the tide.
Very impressive showing.
I think that's going to be a tighter judge's decision than some of the earlier ones tonight.
Yeah, my guess is that went from a very clear Basics win to a very tight match with maybe just maybe, Comet coming out on top.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Comet win the damage, and the only question is control and aggression. You know, how much goes which way? Tough one to judge. Let's swing it back to the desk and hear their take.
Oh man, that was a really close matchup. It was mostly Basics that entire time. Faster tip speed, big ol' honk of steel, spinning super fast, faster than the opponent. I was really impressed with Donald's driving on that, but oof.
Well, I think Chris is up in the pits. Let's see what he's with Undertaker.
That's right, I'm here with Justin Dew and Undertaker. Now, I've been talking to Justin. He's built bots before. He's built an 85-pound robot, and he's built ant weights. But he's here with Undertaker, this 30-pounder that has now cut through the bracket and is going to the final match of our night. You are one fight away from a golden dumpster. You are guaranteed here in the World Championships. I just got to ask you one question. Did you come here today expecting to cut through the competition like you have?
Not at all. I was expecting to fight 2 matches. That was my goal.
Now you're going head-to-head against Chonky, a huge shell spinner with just so much energy in it. Tell me, like, with a bot that you really haven't been able to compete with a lot, like, what is your strategy going against a bot like that?
Well, honestly, the only strategy I could think of is just to run into him multiple times. I can't avoid it. It's a whole shell spinner, obviously. So I just going to run into it, full power, see what happens.
It's amazing to see like how the pits and everything have congregated around Undertaker. There's like a lot of interest in the bot. A lot of builders have just been kind of swooping by and taking a look. And you have your own your help here, but I see that you also brought some very important help today. Is this Dad?
Yes, sir. This is my dad.
Hi, Dad.
I'm his dad, not his partner.
And a teammate. Dad and teammate. We see that a lot today.
We don't expect we win all the way today, so it's very, unbelievable.
Only one more to go. I want to wish you the best of luck. And, I mean, what a way to make a splash is potentially winning a golden dumpster here in your very first appearance with your very first 30-pounder. Good luck. Back to you guys at the desk.
I like that strategy he talked about right there. Just go in, hit him face first. Fortune favors the bold. That's the only chance
Simple,
he's got.
It's easy to stick to. You just send the front of your robot at them.
You gotta do it. That's the only way. Keep that weapon from spinning all the way up. You go for it, Justin Dew. I am rooting for you and your dad. If anybody can do it, it's you, because you're the only chance we have left. But in the meantime, we have a judge's decision. Here it is. Your winners by split decision. And 1 point by separation. It is Comet, ladies and gentlemen. Connor Howard moving on. What is happening here?
Oh, that doesn't get any closer. 8-9, 9-8, 9-8.
So close in the judges' rubric. I cannot believe that was the outcome. So, Connor Howard and Comet, moving forward, they will face Jameson Go and Silent Spring for a golden dumpster, the first golden dumpster of 2025 later tonight. Absolutely incredible. I cannot believe that happened. But yes, we now have WPI versus Jameson Go. Boy, that's a story we've heard quite a bit here, hasn't it?
Is it ever? Okay, well, let's meet our next fight. It's coming up right at you. This is going to be some 12-pound action.
All right, first up, it is Liam King and Buzzkill.
And they will be up against Next up, we've got Zach Knight and Promheta.
Stoic, calm, cool, collected, ready for battle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are making their bots dangerous and ready for this fight. Let's go ahead and throw it to our friends in the play-by-play booth. Ricky, Adam, how you doing?
Oh, we are doing great. We got Caldera 12, piloted by Glenn Boxall from Marlborough, Massachusetts. He's bringing his incredibly experienced horizontal spinner to the arena. He's got 13-1 in terms of KOs and 2-8 in terms of JDs. He's going up against Jake Hoffman and Maximizer from Louisville, Kentucky. It's a Thagomizer horizontal spinner, 12-4 in KOs and 13-3 in JDs. That last line is all you need to see here. JDs tend to go to Thagomizer. They do not tend to go to Caldera. So we can't wait for that fight later. In the meantime, we are going to go to Promheta and Buzzkill in box one.
Buzzkills look great tonight, driving as if it is a suction F1 car stuck to the ground and able to pull off some amazing hits and placement. Promheta also stunning all night, coming off a real big win off of their high school friend, where they hit them out of midair to take the KO victory. So this should be a fun fight. Could be over really quickly or could go to the judges. You never know here. It just depends who's able to get that big hit or not. Both durable robots, both able to send a KO punch.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Away we go. Buzzkill very cautious for such a quick robot. It really took a very cautious step out of the corner.
Yeah, both robots a little hesitant here out of the gate. Buzzkill trying to get around the back, doesn't want to go face to face.
Buzzkill, one of the few robots that can make this circling like a shark strategy work for them. Ooh. Such high level of control and such precision driving, combined with the speed of the robot, makes it possible.
Just waiting for the bang.
Yeah, when these two come together, it's...
I thought that was going to be it. It had Promheta turned around, unable to get the connection.
No, I think it got a little hung up on the floor. Wow!
Boom.
Nice good hit there.
Not exactly where they wanted, but...
Then Buzzkill able to get under Promheta, but not able to do much with it.
Now Buzzkill has to be careful. If they circle too much like this...
Wow! Buzzkill still running just fine, but that was a big, big hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a drive side might be down on Buzzkill as well.
I was going to say, it doesn't look too great to the judges if you just drive around in circles. It also doesn't look too great to the judges if you can't move. You might not even make it.
Yeah, the left-hand drive side on Buzzkill is down. Right side's still working, but it looks like there's some body damage there that's keeping it high-centered. They're going to be counted out if this unstick doesn't work for them.
Calling for an unstick, not sure it's going to help. It looks like a torqued frame here.
It looks like the left side drive is at least working a little now. But yeah, what it is, Adam, is you can see the armor on the right-hand side has been pulled downward by that big hit. Yeah. And that's keeping them off the ground.
That's why, that's one of the, oh! Promheta's going to need an unstick here.
They might be able to wiggle themselves out, but it's going to, no.
Okay.
They were able to do it. And now they're not moving.
Oh, boy.
Wow, another big hit on Buzzkill. They go flying. Some nasty noises.
That's freed up the armor a little bit. Now they're able to move better.
That's true.
No longer high-centered.
But listen to that knocking noise. That's the weapon on Buzz.
Oh!
Wow!
And
what
that
a hit.
It's not spinning anymore.
No, it's not spinning. It's not moving. It's not breathing.
Prometta backing up to the door.
Tap out.
And the tap out victory. Prometta wins a back and forth fight. Floop returning Buzzkill to the door.
Lindsay's gonna want to interview you. I told him.
I would want to interview him too. That was a great fight. I gotta wonder how he's feeling after it.
Looking forward to hearing those reactions. That was quite something. You know, you thought Buzzkill was out of it, able to keep moving, and some big hits, finally able to get the full tap out at the end there. Let's take a look at the replays.
Incredible mobility from Buzzkill for the first, I don't know, third of this match until that big hit happens. You can see the entire side of the robot tweaked, almost torn off.
Buzzkill spent the first 60 seconds of this fight kind of driving in circles, waiting for the right hit. I thought they had it lined up a couple times, unable to really dive in and deliver it, and then Prometta sends them flying at the first big exchange. Let's send it back to the desk and hear their thoughts.
Whew. As a driver, Zach Knight is operating levels above in this 12-pound division, and he's got a machine that can back that up in Prometta. That is insane. They called it from the booth. There were several times where Liam had a shot lined up. No, he didn't. He was in control of that match. Zach was in control of that match the entire time, waiting for the shot to come in for Buzzkill, and he took that shot, launched them across the arena, and controlled that matchup for the rest of the fight.
And he wasn't just waiting for Buzzkill to come to him. He was lining up, and he got some serious hits on Buzzkill, sending him into the roof.
Amazing. All right, so Lindsay has got Zach. Let's go to Lindsay.
I am here with Zach Knight. Zach, I know in the past you said March is your best month. I think February is looking pretty good. Okay, so Liam glides. His driving style is insane. How do you pick your spots when you want to hit him? How do you even tackle someone like that?
I've just been always really patient when it comes to horizontals. I want to hit them as slow as possible. So I try. I mean, we sat there and dogfighted for 45 seconds because there just wasn't an opportunity I felt comfortable with.
And what are the emotions that you're feeling? I know you came out of that match shaking a little bit with adrenaline. What are you feeling in a match that is so high adrenaline?
Just like the match previously, this is another close friend of mine. So that was an insane fight, but it's also a very close friend. So there's a lot of mixed emotions, and you just kind of have to pick and choose them sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck. Go back in the pits, check out what you got to repair before your next fight, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Ice in his veins, Zach Knight, absolutely incredible. He's just got the strategies dialed in. He knows what to do in all of these situations. The experience mixed with that just driving prowess is making him a very formidable opponent in that 12-pound weight class.
And that experience is so specific to this style of bot that he is driving, that Prometta is. He's been running vertical spinners with four-wheel drive for a long time. So many fights, and it shows. It shows. The patience, picking your shots, and the brutality of those hits.
Absolutely incredible. That is a bot that has been in this 12-pound weight class from almost the very beginning of 12-pound fights here at NHRL, and he has been on top of that game almost the entire time. Phenomenal. All right. 12-pound division is shaping up. We already know one half of the finalists. Let's see who we have in our next matchup. I am very, very excited about it. It's just all killers in the 12s. This has been the scariest weight class for the last 2 years, right? Everybody in this final four, murder bots, absolutely destructive machines. Any one of them can go home with a dumpster tonight.
A serious selection of horizontal spinners. Some of the best in the class are here today. Caldera 12, Maximizer, Buzzkill. They've all won before, and for Promheta to be picking them off so far, he's got a couple under his belt.
Yep, absolutely. The other interesting thing about Zach Knight is he is one of the most helpful people you will find up in the pits, and it's so funny to think about how helpful he is up there versus that guy.
Up there in the pits where we have Chris right now. How's it going, Chris?
Hey guys, I'm currently hovering over Connor Howard and Comet. Look at this thing. It looks like it's almost ready for its finals match. Now, Connor, you're the last thing standing in between JMO and an 8th golden dumpster here at NHRL in the Beetleweight division. Let me ask you, is this going to be back together in time for the final match?
Absolutely, yes. It looks way worse than it actually is right now. This robot was made to be simple and easy to work on and super modular, so it'll go back in like 2 minutes.
Now, is this the first time that you've qualified with Comet?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Well, congratulations. That's a huge feather in your cap. Now, I'm curious to know, like, what's your strategy going against a bot like Silent Spring?
So I fought Monkfish back in October, and I lost in round of 8 to them. So my plan is going to be something similar to Monkfish, but I want to be more aggressive on driving because on Monkfish I was a little too passive, and I let them dictate the engagements too much. So I'm hoping that by being a little bit more aggressive, I'm able to dictate the engagements and control the fight, pace of the fight.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to this. Best of luck. Back to you guys at the desk.
Nice, multitasking up there.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, actually. Just being able to fully solder your bot and interview at the same time, you gotta love it. All right, let's get ready for this next fight and meet our competitors. First up, it's Glenn Boxall and Caldera 12. Love this competitor, love this robot. One of the hardest hitting horizontals you will ever see.
Speaking of those hardest hitting horizontals, we've got Jake Hoffman and Maximizer.
Jake going for the handshake on Glenn.
Oh, they figured it out.
Good friends up in the pits. These guys have known each other for quite a while. This is going to be a really fun matchup. Two hard-hitting horizontals. Let's go to Adam and Ricky to call this crazy action.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm excited for this fight. Caldera 12 from Glenn Boxall, coming from Marlborough, Massachusetts. Got a horizontal spinner, an incredible 13-to-1 ratio in terms of knockouts. Maximizer from Jake Hoffman, coming from Louisville, Kentucky. Thagamizer horizontal with a 12-4 record. What you'll notice is the difference in judges' decisions. Maximizer's coming in at 13-3. He takes home judges' decisions all day. Caldera, 2-8. He does not tend to walk away with a judge decision if he lets it get to the judges. That's their MO for the day. Make sure it's a knockout. Don't let it go the full 3 minutes.
This should be an incredible fight.
We're gonna hop right into the ring. Jake Hoffman's Maximizer sitting in the blue corner. You can see it doing a little test spin up. It is looking classy as all get out with that polished front plow on it. You've got Caldera 12 sitting in the pink corner. They're kind of lurking, if you ask me. They almost look like it was just thrown in the corner and, you know, may or may not fight. It's just sitting back like, yeah, I'm going to do me.
The build-up for this fight.
It's really different. I mean, you can feel the energy coming off of Team Maximizer. And now, there you are. The Boxals are really starting to get in their power stance.
5,
they're getting ready for this fight.
4, 3, 2,
Fight. Robots fight.
Very quick takeoff from Maximizer, and the weapon goes down almost immediately.
Single hit from Caldera at 12 takes out Maximizer's weapon.
Is Oh, that may have been a false start.
Oh, by who?
This is a big deal, folks. A false start, if no one makes contact, no big deal. We restart. A false start and there's a hit like we just saw?
That can be a DQ. I don't know how they're going to call this one.
We're hearing Jake say he's sorry. That may well be a disqualification.
Oh.
The match has paused. We're going to find out what's going to happen, but...
I'm not sure what sort of discretion the judges, refs have in this instance. We'll take a look here and see, did they go early?
You can see the jump any moment here. Away they go. Now you got to keep in mind. Wow. Keep in mind, the fight starts on the announcing by the referee that the fight starts. But look, like clearly that was a jump from the eyes of the Voxels. That could either mean that they didn't hear, or it could mean that Jake jumped the gun. Only the cage side crew are going to know best right now.
We'll see how they're going to call this. Will it be a DQ? Will we get to see this fight? They're discussing it now.
But unless you already had 2.
That's first. That's what I was first. Okay.
So, I'm sorry. Deep breath. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Okay, seems like he might be getting a demerit point, but he doesn't have enough.
No, by our rules, that is a automatic 3 TKO points and a count out. I'm going to have to go and investigate this, and we'll see what happens. Very interesting.
It does seem like they're going back, but we'll see how this all plays out. Because the rules are pretty clear about these false start incidences. Bots are lined up back in the corners as there's still some discussion going on. We might be dialing in New York City, see what their take is in the replay booth. It seems like the competitors have agreed that they'd like to restart.
5, 4.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Fight. Robots fight.
Post come out on time that time. And Caldera 12 getting the best of the early exchange. As Maximizer leading with the wedge, trying to swing around, unable to connect. That time they do. Caldera 12 only going to be able to take so many of those hits to the weapon frame. We saw earlier today they lost the frame, had some delamination issues with that carbon fiber, so see how it holds up here. Great driving by Jake and Maximizer. Caldera 12 getting a lot of hits, but just bouncing off, sparks flying, and not much else. Oh, piece of something coming off there. Some smoke happening. I think it's just... Oh! There's a piece of the back of Maximizer, the armor panel over their motor hub system. Seems like they've been slamming that into the weapon of Caldera 12 and getting the worst of that. Ooh, yeah, not moving at all now. I wonder what's happened there. You know, it almost looks like the battery is dead. It could be the motors.
Knockout.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, breathe. Okay.
What a fight.
Nice fight, Jake.
Yeah, able to come back from the false start. Everyone happy, everyone smiles. They get the fight in.
He got me into a spot where the gears aren't stripped. That's why it drove.
You did it.
I'm sorry.
So it was a stripped gears, it sounds like, in the drive there.
What a display of sportsmanship we saw. That is fully within the power of the Boxels to say, no, we don't want to fight. That is granted in the rules. They can just say this fight is over. That was a false start. You heard our robot outside the rules. It's over. They said, no, we want to fight.
Power to them, wanting to get that fight. We've been waiting for it for some time. And what a little back and forth battle there. Caldera 12 stayed on the attack, unable to capitalize. And then some gearbox issues at the end. Can't make it to the bell and can't deliver that final hit on that armor peeling off of Maximizer's weapon hub.
Wow, look at the damage on the back of Maximizer. That piece is peeled up like it's tinfoil.
Still a good performance by Caldera 12, and we'll see them return for the championships later this year.
We're going to head back to the desk. They're going to get us ready for the next fight.
A wild start to that one, obviously, but I really do like how it turned out. Glenn is such a gentleman.
Absolutely. Glenn is a very, very distinguished gentleman, all-around good guy, very fair man, and I really appreciate the way that he handled that situation. That does mean we are going to have Maximizer versus Promheta for the 12-pound Golden Dumpster Final. Very excited about that matchup. Two bots that are very familiar with each other.
We've seen this matchup recently.
Yeah, December.
Exactly, at the World Championships in December.
That's exactly right.
Who took that fight? Was that?
That was a Maximizer win.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Lindsay cage side.
Hey, I'm here back again with Jake. Jake, tell me a little bit in just a couple words. What happened at the beginning there?
Well, I got a little excited to fight Glenn. That's what happened. Yeah, I just pulled out of my box too early. I was a little eager. My bad. So, but thanks to the Boxel guys for being super cool about it. Nobody really took any damage in that first hit, so but they were super cool about it. Thanks to the staff for being super cool about it. That's my bad. It won't happen again.
I mean, it goes to show the level of competitors that the Boxels are and just the integrity that Glenn has. So I'm glad that that fight went on. Can you show us a little bit of the damage that Glenn did?
So this is a configuration that I designed specifically for Glenn a year ago. I made a pulley guard just for him, and it paid off. It paid off. So work hard, fail hard, and learn a lot, and it pays off. Look at all these upgrades. So this is a wedge specifically for Glenn and any other mid-cutters. And he inspired me to design it, so thanks.
All right, good luck. You face Promheta now, so get back in the pits, repair that, and I don't think he's very happy about having to see Zach. He's already walked off. Back to you at the desk.
Unhappy about the repairs he might have to make, but still willing to sign an autograph.
Love that about Jake. Listen, you can beat Jake once. But that second time, that's a big question mark. Because that's what Jake does, obsess about how to fix those problems, how to overcome those challenges. And you saw two completely separate configurations on that bot, specifically designed for Glenn Boxel, because the first time they fought each other, that entire pulley got ripped out on the front of that weapon because, well, it just wasn't prepared for the power that Caldera 12 can put out.
Yeah. This time?
100% prepared for it. As we saw, really beautiful shot there from Jake and Maximizer. Definitely earned their spot going to the final, facing off for a Golden Dumpster against friend and fellow competitor Zach Knight and Promheta, a bot he has faced before. I don't know. That's going to be a close matchup in that 12-pound division.
It's such a dynamic matchup. The emotion of Jake versus the stoicism of Zach.
So we now know who is competing for the Golden Dumpster in all 3 of our weight classes. Very excited about these matchups. Everybody's getting ready up in the pits. We are getting ready to load bots in for the final fights of the night. The first 3 Golden Dumpsters of 2025 will be going out shortly. Stay with us. I cannot wait to see these matches. I'd say the biggest surprise is brand new competitor Justin Dew and his dad and Undertaker showing up in the 30-pound division today for the first time. First time bringing a 30-pound robot anywhere. First time bringing any bot to NHRL. And going in for a Golden Dumpster against Chonky. Dan Vale, the Robo Jackets, absolutely incredible competitor. Really excited to see it.
So the Undertaker builder built an 85-pounder prior to this 30-pounder? Where do you even do that?
I don't know. All right, so let's check out the 30-pound bracket to see where we got to today. Undertaker had to go through Kazal Light and Brandon Bennett Young and Voron to make it to this championship. But Chonky took out Ghoul, took out the Goose. And they are sitting pretty at the top of that bracket for that World Championship.
I don't think they took any damage, Kyle.
No, they barely fought today. All right, let's meet our first competitor in the 30-pound final. And here it comes. That's right. Dan Vale, the Robo Jackets, and Chonky! That bot doesn't have a scratch on it. It's just ready to go. The definition of, I just had to charge up the batteries. Let's fight.
And here's who they will be going up against. Justin Dew and Undertaker.
Love this machine. So many configurations. What are they bringing out against Chonky? It's just a little plow. It's just a little one.
This is a Georgia Tech, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign matchup to write home about.
Crowd is chanting rest in peace. Somebody most definitely is after this matchup. Let's go to Adam and Ricky in the booth to call this action.
Well, I think one of these two is going to be resting in pieces after this fight. We've got Chonky, Dan Vale out of Atlanta, Georgia, 18-6 record, 125-mile-an-hour tip speed, 24 pounds in the weapon alone. Justin Dew and Undertaker in their first competition ever at NHRL, coming out of Schaumburg, Illinois. 3-1 record today, 185-mile-an-hour tip speed, and only 6 pounds in that weapon. What is going to happen when these two come together?
Lots and lots of sparks, a big bang, and probably a broken robot.
This would be quite the Cinderella story if Undertaker can take out Chonky. Chonky has only really fought 2 hits today and made it to the final and knocked out their opponents on those 2 hits. How many can Undertaker withstand? Can they hit back? Can they send Chonky flying? They have the robot to do it.
They do, and if they can deliver a shot before Chonky really gets up to speed, they have a great design to get that full body spinner on its back. If they can do that, this fight is theirs, but that is a huge if. It's going to take a precision hit with a lot of speed at the very beginning of the match.
3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots.
Away they go. That is that is an interesting tactical choice. They could have rushed in, but Chonky is in the wall. It is stuck in the wall. It's calling for an unstick, but it is in there.
And out it goes, still spinning, and the corner of Undertaker is just completely smashed in.
Yeah, now they're calling for an unstick, which is an interesting choice. I don't know if Fluffy is going to be able to right Undertaker, but it's going to try its best.
I don't know quite what they were requesting an unstick from.
They want to be back right side up. One hit in this configuration from Chonky, and they're going home in a body bag. So I guess.
And there's the tap out.
That's it. Wow, a tap out.
Chonky, 3 hits, 3 wins, and a golden dumpster to show for it.
Absolutely incredible. What a showing.
Crowd loves it. Hard to imagine a more dominant performance.
Yeah. I'll just fight.
Like Undertaker.
Good fight, guys.
Quite the performance for a first event, making it all the way to the finals. And we'll see them again at the championships later this year. Back to the desk.
All right, you're coming with me.
Dan Vale, Chonky, second golden dumpster for this team. The first one they won in April of last year. They were the runner-up for the World Championship last year, and they are starting off this year with a golden dumpster already in the books. Who can stop Chonky this year? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. Let's go to Chris with the winner.
I'm here with Dan Vale, Robo Jackets. Dan, I'm starting to think you're getting pretty good at this.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
Now tell me, we're kicking off the 2025 season. You've already set the bar. Are you going to be coming back? Are you going to be iterating? We know that you're going to be back here for the World Championships, but are we going to see more Chonky? The people want more Chonky.
I know everybody loves Chonky so much, but honestly, probably not, because everybody on it's graduating. And also with rule changes, not even sure if it's going to be legal next year, so this may be the last hurrah of Chonky.
Well, I'm sure that you have the adrenaline pumping through you right now. You certainly got the audience going. So awesome seeing you come off of 24 and like tearing through 2025 thus far. All right, back to you guys at the desk.
Wow, could you imagine a NHRL without Chonky in it?
I could imagine one with Chonk 5, Chonk V, you know, the 5th version of the Chonk line.
I could see it. I could see it happening. Really impressive run by that team. Really impressive run by Dan Vale. Love that machine. Love how they drove today. Barely had to fight today.
It seemed easy for them.
Yeah, it really did.
And I think you could tell on their faces that they wanted a little bit more of a challenge.
Oh, they just needed a little bit more oomph?
No, they wanted to maybe have to hit their opponent 2 or 3 times before getting the KO.
That was a pretty challenging final for them, all things considered. Stuck in the wall, had some issues there, but you know what? Once they got out.
Yeah, they got unstuck pretty quickly and easily.
Yep.
And then they didn't have to do anything after that.
Had to call for that unstick pretty early, but
that's
it
true,
was the only one
pressing
they needed.
of that button.
Yep, it was the only one they needed. All right, let's go to Chris with the trophy presentation.
Dan Vale, Robo Jackets, only one thing for me to do. Hold it high.
And there we have it, the first Golden Dumpster awarded for 2025, 30-pound division, Dan Vale, the Robo Jackets, and Chonky. Amazing performance today.
They made it seem easy. I can't get over it. One hit each fight really decided every single fight.
Absolutely incredible. So that's it. The big bots are done. We have 12-pound final. We have 3-pound final coming your way. Right now, let's check out this 3-pound bracket and see how we got to where we are.
All right, Comet has made its way up by defeating Unga Bunga and Basics to face Silent Spring in this final, and Silent Spring has defeated the vertical spinner of Pina Victus and Blunder. Jameson goes looking to make this his 8th golden dumpster for Silent Spring, and I don't even know how many he has personally total, but it's definitely a lot.
I gotta say, just looking at the state of those bots the last time we saw them in the pits might tell the tale of how this matchup goes.
Yeah, so we saw Comet, hood off, Connor Howard, the builder, soldering away
in while doing an interview. Love that. Great that he can multitask. Really impressive. And what did we see Silent Spring doing?
Chilling.
Sitting on a table.
Hanging out. Here's our amazing crowd. The crowds today have been so good all day. We started at 9 a.m. and we're still going high energy. And I think, Kyle, because these fights have been so amazing.
Absolutely. Also because Hype Man Red knows how to do his job, let's be honest. But there we see the box ready for more action. House bots are charged up, ready to go. You know, the floor doesn't look as bad as it normally does at this point in the finals.
No, it's been some quick KOs. Even Brett's looking pretty shiny there.
Absolutely. Well, now it's time to meet our 3-pound competitors for this final. First up, that's right, it's Jameson, Go, and Silent Spring! 7-time Golden Dumpster winner. He is coming out to the arena with a World Championship bot. So excited to see this run. Will he get his 8th dumpster?
And here's his opponents, Connor Howard and Comet. Looking to make his first dumpster win. And here he comes. Bot in hand, teammate behind him. Repping WPI. A quick handshake to get this started off. Here comes the refs.
All right, this is going to be a nice, clean 3-pound final. Let's not go to the judges, fellas. Let's just make this a quick knockout, shall we?
Ooh, I've been liking these back and forths, but speaking of back and forths, let's head back to the play-by-play booth with Kyle, with Ricky.
Thank you, Sam. We have Silent Spring from Jameson Go, all the way from Cambridge, Massachusetts. A stunning 79-16 record with an insane 44 KOs. He has been fighting here with this robot since December of 2018. He's going up against Comet from Connor Howard, also coming from Massachusetts, this time from Worcester. A 17-5 record with an impressive 7 KOs and an NHRL debut of only January of 2024. This robot has been around just about a year.
Comet has been on a run today, aggressive and able to keep eking out these wins. Silent Spring, in its last 2 fights, has been on the ropes for the first minute, and then able to control the final 2. Let's see how this one goes.
Robots, away we go. You can see the plow attachment on the front of Comet. A wise move. They need to be very careful with it, though.
Ooh, is Silent Spring not moving?
Silent Spring is not moving.
And the weapon has spun down.
Oh,
but back up.
And back.
Now, is that going to come back to haunt Comet, not going after Silent Spring when they were dead, hoping for the KO, but losing an opportunity for a hit?
Yeah, maybe, maybe not, but, you know, it's hard to make that bet. Like, oh, sparks are flying from Comet.
And the weapon on Silent Spring down again.
The weapon is loose. It is dangling in the middle of Comet. That's why it's shooting sparks. It's because it's flopping around while it spins.
Oh, and the one on Silent Spring back up to speed.
Oh no! Comet needs to be really careful with a dodgy weapon. If it fails, it won't be able to self-right anymore.
We are 1 minute in, and was that smoke?
Oh, he needs to do this pin as well as he possibly can. This is Comet's match to win, but they need to drive perfectly or get really lucky with a technical failure on Silent Spring. This is that is very careful driving. It's just nudging, just barely nuzzling into the weapon on Silent Spring.
The crowd on the side of Comet chanting their name as Silent Spring intermittent again there.
Oh, that is a bad place for Comet to be. We'll see if they can self-right.
Uh-oh.
The weapon is down, though. Exactly what I expected when you have a weapon that's just barely physically hanging in place.
Has the belt come loose? Has a bearing come loose, but it's not spinning?
No, I think if it gets back on its feet, it might have a chance to spin up.
Oh, has Silent Spring taken out the bunny ears again?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't think so.
It does look like the weapon is just kind of riding along the ground.
There it is. There it is. Now, the question is, can Comet spin up again?
Or are we looking at another fight where Silent Spring is able to turn the tides in the halfway point and damage the robot through attrition and just continue running? We'll see. 30 seconds
far,
left.
This is the best control we've seen against Silent Spring this entire event. Very careful driving with a very well-constructed wedge. These hits aren't doing anything on Comet, but they are showing aggression.
Comet showing control, showing aggression here, even though the weapon is down. Silent Spring also control and aggression. The weapon not functional on Comet with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, we are going to be going to a judge's decision for the final moments.
A big hit there from Silent Spring to end the fight. That's how you want to go into a judge's decision. Fully operational, big hit to your opponent. Did Silent Spring do enough in the second half to overcome that first half?
This, I would not want to be a judge for this fight. In my mind, Comet really brought it for control and aggression, but frankly, it's hard to argue Jameson's amount of damage.
You could see things moving around inside that weapon. I don't know what's come loose, but it's not spinning on Comet. The crowd cheering for Silent Spring. The crowd may be cheering louder for Comet. Now, of course, we don't do fan votes for the winner here.
No, that would be crazy.
But we'll hear what the judges think soon. Let's look at the replays. Ooh. Silent Spring on their back. Silent Spring dead for a minute early on. Silent Spring's weapon a little bit intermittent. Comet very aggressive. I do wonder if they should have taken that shot when it looked like Silent Spring was dead. And then in the second half of that fight, it was all Silent Spring for the most part, but Comet didn't hold back.
Man, for a pair of robots that can hit so incredibly hard, this was all about control. This was all about self-control in the drivers. They were so tactical. It's really, really impressive. Oh, interesting. The weapon lock didn't seem to pop into place there for Jameson.
It's funny sometimes when the weapon lock doesn't go in.
It's inspecting each other's damage.
YouTube chat showing 69% thinking that Jameson won that fight. We'll see if the judges agree. Jameson certainly ending the fight on a high note, but it's the entirety of the fight that will matter. Let's send it to the desk to hear their thoughts.
Oh, wow. Pretty clear victory there for JMO in my opinion, but man, that was a phenomenal matchup. This Connor Howard has clearly done his research. He knows how to fight against Silent Spring in a successful way. I was very impressed with how controlled he was throughout that matchup. He picked his shots very well, and even when the weapon went down, he really used that wedge to full advantage. That wedge was nearly built for Silent Spring.
He remained patient even after he was pretty heavily damaged.
So hard to do. So hard to do.
To keep your head in a moment like that is difficult.
It has been a day where attrition has been in the favor of Silent Spring.
Really
that
has.
Second half of these matchups have gone Jameson's way, and the judges' decisions have gone his way. I think it might happen again, but we'll see.
Well, Connor has been on both sides of the starting to lose and then turning it around at the end.
That's right.
Both of these builders know that it's the full 3 minutes that the judges watch, and that.
All right. We have two judges' decisions in. We are waiting for the third. Don't know how this one's going to end up going. This is a bit nerve-wracking, in my opinion. I don't like it when finals go to the judges.
Me neither, but we really don't get to choose.
No, not a fan. I asked him nicely to just make this a nice, quick, clean fight, but no, they just both had to be incredibly strategic and really good at driving. Well, what are you going to do other than wait patiently for that third judge to come in with their decision and see who's going to go home with the first golden dumpster of 2025 in the 3-pound weight class?
Whew. Crowd eagerly awaiting this judge's decision. The builders absolutely are eager to hear the winner. It's more than just the golden dumpster that's on the line. There's some money involved too.
Yeah, a few dollars here and there. Yep, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. We have your judge's decision. Check your screen right now for the results, and your winner is Silent Spring. That is the 8th career golden dumpster for Silent Spring. A literal Hall of Famer robot, and Jameson Go bringing it home in the 3-pound division today. Absolutely phenomenal.
Doing it again.
This is the first 3-pound robot to ever be inducted into the Combat Robotics Hall of Fame. It is a storied robot. It has been through several versions throughout its career, but this is by far the best version. Dialed in, shuffler configuration. Love that spinner. It's an incredible machine.
An amazing run by Comet. Great showing, some great matches. But we're going to head to Chris with the winner.
JMO, it's a good thing you are such a fantastic engineer, because you're going to have to design a shelf to hold all these golden dumpsters. This is your 17th golden dumpster across 5 bots and your 8th with Silent Spring. Tell me about the competition today, and we saw incredible resilience out of the bot. Tell us what led to this dumpster.
Well, I was really happy to see the performance of the robot. There were a few things that didn't go quite my way in December, and this event was all about trying to address those and then show what the robot could really do. Still having a few electrical gremlins. The brownouts that we've seen throughout the day are still plaguing me. I've been making adjustments to try and remedy that, but I still have some work to do. But the robot mechanically performed very well. I'm very happy with the result, and I'll be tidying up all the little details for the World Championships later this year.
Now, I know that we're going to see you in the World Championships, but we're going to see you back here, obviously, sometime between now and then to continue working out those gremlins and have this thing ready for championship fights.
Oh, of course. So I learned Silent Spring, like any of my robots, can't just show up once and expect to have magical results in the championships. I need to test again and again. Fail early, fail often, as they say. So let's do more of that.
Well, congratulations, JMO. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, no failing so far for Silent Spring. Look at these fans of JMO and Silent Spring out in the crowd. Loving this victory for him. Absolutely amazing. Easy guy to root for. Amazing bot to watch.
All right, we are ready for this trophy presentation. Chris?
All right, JMO, you know what to do by now. Hold it high.
Jameson Go has every single version of a golden dumpster we have ever awarded here at NHRL. He has been here since the very beginning with his bots. He has been winning since the very beginning with his bots. Absolutely amazing. This sport is so much better because he is in it, and I love watching him win that 3-pound final.
For sure, and he still gets excited.
Of
Even
course.
if it's number 17, it's just like it's the first one.
Absolutely. Can you believe 8 golden dumpsters in a single weight class with a single bot? Unheard of in this sport. Absolutely incredible.
And it's in the 3-pound class, our biggest field, where we see the most robots.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one bracket left, one golden dumpster left to give out tonight. Let us check out that 12-pound bracket right now.
All right, Promheta made its way through Carmen, his good friend, and Buzzkill, his other good friend, to meet Maximizer in the finals. Maximizer beat Caldera 12 and Psycho to get here.
These two bots last faced off in March 18th, or first faced off in March 18th, 2023. At that point, Promheta beat Maximizer. That was the last time Promheta beat Maximizer. They faced 2 times since then, and it has both gone the way of this guy, Jake Hoffman and Maximizer.
And here he is, Zach Knight and Promheta.
Love these robots. Here they both come together. Once again, Zach Knight facing off against teammate and friend.
Rocking that Team Defective jersey in front of the Team Defective banner. All love in this cage before we get to the carnage.
You can beat Jake Hoffman once, but beating him again is very challenging. Promhead has already found that out with 2 losses to Jake Hoffman in their career. What will happen tonight?
I see a Maximizer blade on there and a Promheta blade on there.
I love that banner. So nice. All right, let's go to Adam and Ricky to call this fight and give us the tale of the tape.
The 12-pound final. Promheta from Zach Knight out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 39-24 with 1 KO and 3 golden dumpsters. Maximizer from Jake Hoffman, Louisville, Kentucky, 27-7 and 2 KOs. These are the head-to-head numbers against Promheta, coming in tonight with 2 golden dumpsters. Maximizer trying to even up the golden dumpster tally between the two. And we have YouTube thinking 60% that Maximizer is going to win this fight and get that golden dumpster. What do you think, Ricky?
I don't think they're far off, but I'm going to say that that's a 60-40 shot. It's not, if it was me, right, there's a difference between, like a lot of people here, 50-50 shot, that seems like it,
5,
it's
4,
anybody's game.
3,
I think it's going to be very much one person's game or very much the other.
I'm going Promheta with this one. I'm going to go against the grain.
All right. Well, you're off to a bad start, Adam.
Well,
look, pieces are flying off of Promheta already. Jake is going in hard with that weapon.
As we all know, the beginning of the fight doesn't even really matter.
Oh, a wheel has fallen off of Maximizer.
Oh! Maximizer, of course, really loves to have 2 wheels so he can get that thwacking motion.
An immense hit. Promheta sending Maximizer into the skies.
Promheta going to try and get that other wheel off here, but they don't even seem to care. They're hitting anything they can on Maximizer.
This is a really impressive amount of mobility on Maximizer, considering they only have 1 wheel, but now the weapon's down, and now Promheta's upside down.
The aggression from Promheta with no front wedge on half of the robot was
fear
incredible.
at all.
They now seem to have lost their weapon as well. Of course, that's an issue, unable to self-right without that weapon.
Now Maximizer's struggling to move in the corner.
Able to get out.
neither robot is going to be able to be very aggressive in this particular configuration they find themselves in.
Difficult to win a judge's decision if you're on your head for 2 minutes. We'll see how the rest of this fight goes.
Adam. Somebody has to win a judge's decision.
We've got one robot with half a drive down and a weapon down. One robot with a fully operational drive, although stuck upside down with an inoperable weapon. Maximizer's stuck in the wall here.
Yeah, they have a habit of doing that. Their whole chassis is a little bit twisted, and that makes it a little difficult for them to...
I don't know if Maximizer is going to make it to the bell.
I don't
Their
think
wheel
so.
is going slower and slower here.
Their robot is finding more and more low spots in our floor.
Oh.
They've called for an unstick.
Calling for an unstick. 1 minute left here. There's the unstick.
It's not helping them. They are even less mobile than they were a moment ago. I guess the unstick will continue.
Promheta,
there you go.
Just trying to show movement as Maximizer is as well. A little aggression there from Promheta as Maximizer seems to be stuck again. You know, this floor gets worse and worse as the day goes on, and as Maximizer grinds down their wheel, they are having trouble moving across this floor.
Yeah, the weapon spinning on the front of Maximizer makes it a little easier for it to glide across the floor sometimes. With it down and visibly bent, you can see that's tacoed.
Oh!
Whoa, I did not see that coming at him.
Can they get back on their feet?
That robot is alive. It's well. It's going to knock the
left.
socks off of Maximizer.
This fight is completely different.
What a heroic comeback.
Oh!
And a massive hit.
1 second, and that's the fight. The beginning of the fight doesn't matter. The end is what matters. Promheta showing full function at the end and delivering a brutal hit to close out the fight.
Give me my dog. I just saved myself.
Everyone's excited with that outcome. Win or lose, what a fight. Promheta coming back from the dead at the end. Maximizer blowing their ESC in the function test. And I think a bit of a formality going to the judges here. But congrats to Maximizer making it to the end. Let's take a look at the replays. Early on, all Maximizer tearing off the front of Promheta, and it looked like that was going to be it. But Promheta, never say die, comes back hard. Insane aggression, missing half of their front armor and going head on. Hit after hit until Maximizer couldn't take it anymore. Both robots down, both robots spinning in circles, trying to come back to life, and somehow Promheta does. He's loving it.
Yeah, we just saw the most anxiety-inducing final fight I've seen in so long that I was so just at the edge of my seat, and not in a fun way that entire time.
I definitely pulled my talk box off for sure. All these wires can't contain me.
Zach Knight operating levels above as a driver in that 12-pound division, saving himself at the end of that fight, completely turning everything around. Absolutely amazing performance. A man who normally has ice in his veins, showing a lot of emotion in that matchup. I cannot believe how that ended from how it started. So crazy. We have the formality of a judge's decision for you right now on your screen. Let's check it out. Here it is. Your winner, Zach Knight and Proma.
Beautiful, all love between these two competitors. I'm pretty sure we'll see them fight again in the future, and who knows what will happen then. But for this time, Zach Knight is the big hero.
Apex Predator of that 12-pound division, absolutely incredible level up last year. Seeing the fruits of that labor this year. What do you think, Zach Knight?
I don't know.
Going home with the Brett?
Could be, could be.
All right, let's go to Chris with the winner.
All right, Zach, so I think it's 2021, 2022, 2024, and now you have a dumpster here in 2025. Incredible performance from Promhita here today, and I just want to ask you, you went head-to-head with Jake Hoffman and Maximizer, a teammate, a friend. What's that like at that level of stakes?
He's had my number for a good bit of time. So get that win, it feels really good because Jake's got the better of the exchanges. So.
Yeah, I know you're kind of coming back from a deficit fighting Jake. Now, let me ask you, we have a lot of season left in 2025, but you're coming back for the World Championships. But will we see you again here at NHRL throughout the year to kind of work through some of the kinks?
Yeah, I'll be right back here in March. I'm going to try to double dumpster if I can. I've done it before, and it would be really cool to do again. So I'm not going to stop trying to win these events, and I do it because I love this, and I've got the best family ever. So.
Well, amazing driving, amazing bot. Congratulations on your win. Back to you at the desk.
Wow. Amazing. And whew, hello, we've got some friends up here, our crew and staff.
What time it is.
And there's really just one more thing that we have to do before we can all just pack it up for the evening, and that's to present the trophy.
Last Golden Dumpster of the night, third Golden Dumpster of 2025. Let's go to you, Chris.
All right, it's my favorite part of the night. Congratulations, Zach. Hold it high, Team Defective.
I'm going to call it right now, Zach Knight's first Golden Dumpster of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve this robot combat destruction to you tonight. My name is Kyle Kroos. This is Sam Hansen. These are all of the people that have brought this amazing show to you tonight. Thank them. Raise your hands high. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much. We will see you at the first Saturday in March.